Camino, how you doing, buddy?
Hello? Yeah, I'm doing good.
We can hear you nice and
Hello.
fine. We can hear Steve. We can hear Archie. We're just waiting on Ben, but I'm guessing he'll be... He was in chat before, but I'm guessing he'll be here when he's here. Everyone, welcome to the podcast. We are starting bang on time. And, well, Brim, I'll let you start it off, mate. How many days since last incident?
Starting off the way we fucking should, apparently. Hang about.
Hey, Archie's live now. Got the
Look at
stogie in the mouth.
Oh.
Even wearing his press vest.
Yeah, you know me. It's my gimmick.
I would have been disappointed if that wasn't the case.
Here's Ben as well.
That
Ben.
looked good though.
So we're going to update the board. How many days did we make it to, mate?
We made it to fucking 13. 13, boys. We didn't even make a full fortnight. A full 2 bloody weeks.
It's something we've
Oh,
just
I had
started,
high
Archie.
hopes.
We're running a board now for days since the last incident in the DayZ community.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
And I apologise for my piss poor handwriting on this whiteboard.
It adds to the charm, mate. Adds to the charm.
That's the polite way of wording it, and I can't reach my towel, so you'll have to excuse me. I have to reach for the handy-dandy toilet roll that I keep on my computer desk for reasons we won't discuss.
Shit bucket. Anyone know the clip from what is it, Battlefield Buddies?
Battlefield Buddies, no.
Anyone ever watch it? Battlefield Buddies? Oh god, it was a fucking great little series. And they're all asking this guy who's like the highest tier, the highest level rank you can be in Battlefield, and he's like, how did you get to that level? And he said, first thing you got to do is you got to make sacrifices. Girlfriends, no time for them. Second, toilets. Ain't got no time to go to the toilet. Get yourself a shit bucket. Shit right at your desk while you're playing. And it was just, yeah, classic
To be
fucking
fair,
video clip.
That actually does sound like not a bad idea, because I'm a lazy fucker and can't be asked to get up and go across the loo. But
I miss that kind of content. It's all political now.
Yes. Oh, don't get us started, mate. We've been chatting about that sort of stuff. But Archie, thank you so much for coming on, mate. You were meant to be the prime guest tonight, but obviously we've had to get a couple of other fellas in here. But I still wanted to keep you on here, mate, to talk about and get your input into what happened the last couple of days. But we always do like to give our prime guest a bit of a shout out at the beginning of the show, mate. You've been killing it lately. Are you partnered yet?
No, I haven't. I applied once, then I let my guys talk me into applying again. But it was, for some reason, I went from an average of 108 to an average of like 72. So they waited 6 weeks to respond, which is like a really long time. And the week that I went down to 72 average, they told me, hey, you're actually not averaging 75. So honestly, I feel like it's hard for me to feel like it's not some kind of like people look at me like an allegory sort of. So I don't know if it's if there's an exact reason why it's taken them so long to respond. I know there's COVID and all that other stuff going on, but other people are telling me that it's, within 7 to 14 days they're getting a response back. So I don't even know if we're going to apply again. Realistically, the only reason I would want to be partnered is for transcoding, so that people with slower connections or people using data can actually enjoy the stream in whatever quality that doesn't buffer every 10 seconds. There's really nothing in it for me, and it seems like getting that check mark isn't what it used to be. It's almost like they just give it out, to anybody anymore. So
yeah, but as many people as you see just get it. You see as many stories of people like Dude and even what's his name, bloody Happy Bombs, took ages to get around to getting it. It's just it's weird. You just there just seems to be no consistency from Twitch, not just on getting a partnership badge, but on so many things. But we probably shouldn't take the piss out of them too much, so they'll probably strike us down. But yeah,
I mean, honestly, I watched JR grind for like almost 3 years. I remember when that guy was getting 7 viewers, and then he actually you could really see when he started taking streaming seriously, because he was. I say that there's 3 C's to success on Twitch. It's consistency, chance, and charisma.
Yep.
And once he started getting really consistent, you started seeing his numbers double and double and double. And it still took him forever, you know?
Yeah.
But that guy grinded his ass off. Dude, I rage. I probably shouldn't call him JR. I don't know. Doxing him or whatever. But yeah.
No, I've seen
really,
him use that term in chat before and that.
He definitely deserved it. Happy Bombs, I apologize. I haven't consumed any of their content yet. But
Happy Bomb's British streamer. Wears a handicap hat, one of those little peak cap sort of things. And he does the True Colours event that you may have heard of.
Oh, that's where I've heard the name. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very, very professional level stream. Yeah, he's got a special room set up with nice lighting and high quality camera, and he's quite technically minded. And yeah,
that's what it's all about. It's all about production quality, man.
It is, and you know the big thing that you've got going for you, mate, is channels like yours are all the rage on the DayZ community right now. The fun, the shenanigans, and you've definitely got the C for charisma, mate. And from what I can see, you've got the C for consistency. But you're definitely one of the more fun streams to get in there. But basically, every single time I tune into your stream, all I seem to hear is fucking a base raid going on. Is that all you do?
So, okay, originally I was a troll, right? That's what I like to do. And like a fun troll. I don't like to bully and harass people. I like to troll people. My end goal is I don't want them to know that I killed them. I want them to think that it was random, right? So, I mean, like you've seen my YouTube content when I troll and stuff like that. But then the official servers just became overrun with the hacking and the people with 400 ping, and they became almost unplayable. They're actually, I knew it was going to happen. I called it like 3 weeks ago. They've devolved to that point again. So every time I get on an official server, it's aimbot, or global kills. They figured out a way to detect speed hacks, which is good. But so I can't even play on officials anymore now. Besides that, the stream sniping is rampant. Like, it's not hard to tell which server someone's in. You can literally log in, look at the position of the sun, then look at the stream, and you're going to know what time of day it is, So stream snipers, hackers, they kind of ran. Plus, people started recognizing my accents, even my new ones. So it was getting harder and harder to make troll content.
Yeah.
So we jumped on community, and then base rating, honestly, is like, you and me come from DayZ, over 5 years ago, pre 6.3, when there were no bases. It was just a camp in the woods. So base building, base rating, that concept really actually made DayZ into almost an entirely different game. You know, so it brought this whole new mechanic in where people could, plan for days. Actually, today in about 2.5 hours, I'm going to do a huge base raid with like 30 plus guys. I really like that mechanic, and I feel like it's really good content. It's almost like it builds suspense on the stream because the people watch you plan it, farm the tools,
something
break in.
Different as well, mate.
PvP.
There's not a lot of streamers of your size doing that. But the majority of streamers at the moment just seem to be, running in either solo or as a squad and just PvPing. So that's definitely something different that you've got going on for your streams, which appeals because, one of the guys I was playing with tonight, FedEx, he's a base raider, master base raider. He knows pretty much every single trick to the book, from stacking doors to elevate yourself, and some stuff that's banned on some servers, allowed on other servers. But there's not a lot of people putting good guides and stuff out there, and you doing it live on stream. I imagine you get quite a few people asking you, how do you do that? Or
I just want to make sure it's all legitimate, because there's nothing worse than getting base rated and then trying to figure out where your chink in your armor was, and then finding out that they glitched through some window or something.
Yeah.
So I try to make it, and we always peruse the rules like with a fine-tooth comb so that we know exactly what is allowed in that server. Sometimes you get confused because some servers will allow you to shoulder boost, some won't.
Yeah.
But so I mean, honestly, it's just a whole new mechanic to the game, and people love it. I mean, you look at games like Rust, every content creator on Rust is just base rating, Yeah. And I've got, between two accounts, I'm about to hit 8,000 hours on DayZ. So the whole running around solo PvP, that shit or stuff, became just boring to me at like 1,000 hours. I did all that already. So I just don't see any enjoyable content. I'm not a role player. You know, I'm not going to sit around a fireplace for 3 hours on stream telling fake stories and shit. I mean, whoever does that, that's their content. I'm not knocking it. It's just not for me.
No.
So.
Well, mate, you're definitely killing it. You're definitely doing really well, and don't let the partnership shit get you down, mate. I think it'd be, I'd hope to see, the next month or two that we announce you've finally gotten partnered as well, mate, because you do deserve it. You're very, you've got a good vibe going. I love, one of the things I love the most about you is you've got a good variety from your guides on just surviving and how to combat cholera and stuff like that, through to your I've highlighted a couple of your videos where you've exploited people's weaknesses to want to do god mode glitches, and that is content that anyone who loves DayZ, you just there's a certain vindictiveness that you just enjoy seeing these fucking idiots thinking that if they F11 and nah man, you pressed the button wrong.
A funny story about that. Bohemia Interactive actually copy struck that video.
What?
And got my YouTube channel frozen. And I had to get in touch with them and say, hey, if you actually watch the video, I'm not actually teaching a glitch. It was clickbait. I'm actually convincing people that there is a glitch, and when they try to glitch, they kill themselves. And so he had a big laugh out of that and removed the strike on the video. So that was my second content strike on my YouTube channel. One more and I would have been donezo.
Wow.
But they actually went back, and apparently it had been mass reported. So there's a lot of people reporting anything that even looks like a glitch video, which is good because I'm sick of the exploiters and glitchers and hackers. I can't stand it. DayZ, it's a huge learning curve, and people either get good, get mad, or get hacks. And that's what's going on. That's why I made those guides. I just want people to enjoy DayZ as much as I do. And I meme on it and get mad and talk shit about Sumrak and stuff, but it's all jokes,
Yeah.
I know how much work goes into making a video game, and people just don't appreciate that, Like I know the expansion guys do. I'm actually working on a game in Unity myself, and every time I fix one line of code error, 24 more pop up. I could not do that every day. I would lose my mind. And that's what these guys have to deal with at Bohemia making DayZ, People just don't appreciate it. I mean, a year ago we couldn't lean, we couldn't vault over walls. There were so many mechanics we didn't have. And in just, 12 or so months, look at how far we've come, and people are just so underappreciative. It's just, there's just scathing comments on every single post. Because for some reason people can't figure out that the community outreach team are not developers. So every DayZ post, it's just a bunch of people lamenting about how much they can't find food and loot and stuff like that.
Exactly, mate, exactly. But there, he provided a nice little segue for us there to jump into the next topic. The expansion team have had one hell of a week. Now, how to go into this, Brim? Who do you reckon we should start with? Camino?
Yeah, I'm there.
How you doing, mate?
Doing good.
Let me just fix your volume up a bit. You're a little bit soft there.
There's going to be an awkward tension in the air. I can feel it.
Nah.
Can we get away with blaming it on you, though, Ben?
I know nothing about nothing. So,
So Camino, fill us in, mate. For those who didn't see your post on Reddit or on Twitter, let us know what happened.
Yeah, so basically what I found out this weekend is that apparently Jacob was trying to sell parts of expansion mods such as helicopters and boats. And so that was without most of the people within the DayZ expansion team knowledge. So, and while we are on that topic, I would like to address what Jacob said somewhere in there.
Okay, give me a sec.
I can find it.
I'll read that out just so everyone knows what you're going to be addressing. So I asked Jacob to be on tonight. He said he probably wouldn't be able to make it, but he did want to make a statement. He basically said Camino wants drama instead of actually solving anything. If Camino actually wanted to solve anything, then what he could have done is got in contact first, and if the discussion was not to his liking, then he could have made the post, but that didn't happen. The only bit of work that was to be sold that he did could easily have been removed due to how inconsequential it was to the actual mod. The selling of some features were to in no way affect the development of the mod. I misread the license and thought only Steve needed to know about the activities since it was under DayZ expansion team. Did not know that every developer's permission was needed from the past and present. The misconception that I'm seeing is people thinking the whole mod was to be sold, which is false. What was to be sold was the helicopters, and to which is purely the code that I worked on. Anything I didn't work on was to be removed from the helicopter code. The assets were to be free because Bohemia's license allowed the helicopter model to be repacked and uploaded on the Steam Workshop, and most of them were free. In the end, though, I fucked up by misunderstanding the license, and I'll do better by listening to the community and see what they want out of this, whether it be to lead the modding community or whatever. The reasons for actually wanting to charge for the helicopters are my personal reasons and mine only. I will not discuss these. So, Camino, you were going to address that?
Yeah, so as I said, the moment I received the pictures of messages that Jacob has sent to the people that were interested in buying helicopters, he promised that he will deliver them by this weekend, and people he offered helicopters to buy from him started collecting donations. One of them is Aftermath, DayZ server, and after I saw that, the Smoking Bro got in contact with me, and he said that he had no other choice but to send money to Jacob by the time donations would be collected, which was $300 as stated by Jacob. And also I messaged people from DayZ expansion team itself asking if they were even aware of what Jacob was about to do. And surprisingly, I found out that most of the people were not aware. However, Jacob was saying otherwise to those people.
Okay, so I'll stop you there because we've got Steve here. Steve, were you aware?
Well, I have to say to that, with my broken English, I try to be as transparent to this topic as possible and try to explain how that was in my case. So it was basically in a voice call where Jacob asked the question more likely and was basically asking me if I have a problem with him basically taking the helicopter code that he made and sell it to a big server. And from my perspective, I thought like he put the most amount of work into the helicopters, and the helicopter first physics are well made by him. So I thought by myself, it's fair enough he can basically take that part of the mod and make something with it by his own. And but before I could think about any details or the things that could happen with this, I most likely forgot about the topic already. And until yesterday, I wasn't aware that there was already real plans and discussions and deals going on. Yeah. So to that point, I was aware that, and I gave him basically the permissions, and that was also my fault because I also didn't really thought about that completely, and also don't thought about the license. The mod is, yeah, basically restricted to, and yeah. It was basically in all that chaos that already happened that this topic got totally under, and before anything detailed internal talks were going on, Jacob already did a deal with someone, and yeah, you already read his statement to that. So that's all I can say from my side to that.
See, Brim, what we've discussed it, and I made my view clear that I've got no issue with people making money from the work they do. But what do you think is where I see a lot of the comments on Twitter, Brim, is people saying, but they've donated to it. What's the deal with making more money from it? It is a bit muddy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you in the sense of, at the end of the day, modders put a lot of work and effort into what they do, and whether it be through donations or, some sort of merch or whatever else, if you can monetize your mod, fucking go for it, by all means, because you do absolutely deserve payment for the hard work and the time and effort you put in. I think the issue we've got for this, like you said, Boydie, is that people have gone and donated to the through the actual DayZ expansion Discord to the whole team for that whole effort of the whole mod itself. And this, I mean, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but this almost seems, like you say, a little bit muddy. Looks almost like, someone who's on the team trying to sell part of it off to the side separately for themselves. So that may not be the case, but it when, like you say, when you've got, I saw the number of $4,000 somewhere thrown around, I think on Twitter or something, about, if there's been $4,000 worth of donations to DayZ expansion as a whole for the whole mod, and now one person wants to go off and start making their own money separately off that, like you say, by all means, make your money. But it is a very muddy one. It does almost look like you've got one team doing the whole work, and then this other person who is still part of the team sort of going into business for themselves a little bit. And I think it's difficult to kind of sit here and judge when we don't necessarily have the full information, so to speak. But it's such a difficult one to really sort of go about.
Camino,
expansion.
Sorry,
Boydie. It's tough times out there, so you never know what Jacob's going through. Personally, those guys do break their back. I mean, they worked on this for over a year, thanklessly, and I'm not defending it if no one knew about it. I'm just saying there's always two sides. Does expansion have a treasurer that's in charge of that money, and is it the same person that's selling stuff off to the side? You know what I mean? Like the treasurer in charge of donations. Is there? I know
there's in their Discord they are very public about how many dollars they've received in donations. Am I right there, Camino?
They have like donation channel, but they don't have like total amount they have right now. But yeah.
So are those donations going to more models and hire, like outsourcing scripters and stuff like that, or are they just, is that sort of kind of a way that the modders are getting paid? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's been. I'm in the Discord. I've been in the Discord a long time, and I know you guys are trustworthy. I just want to preface by saying that you guys breathed a whole new life into DayZ with expansion. You changed you changed the landscape of the game. So thank you for that.
Thank you also for the kind words. When I can be transparent about that again, like all the donations we receive from the community through the Discord, through PayPal directly, or through Patreon, going through my at the moment assigns that personal PayPal account, but I not really deposit my own money. So the PayPal money, all the money that is on the PayPal account is basically from that community, and all that gets touched there gets into the mod. Like recently, we brought on server to make a kind of own testing environment, live server, so we also can get an experimental server maybe starting soon as we prepared stuff, and to achieve that so people can early test things on the mod. And beforehand we basically transferred money into models like vehicles, weapons, that kind of assets. Icons, like recently we added new icons to the mod, and also that have been brought. And a lot of that money is still untouched, like over 5k USD are still on this PayPal account and untouched. And I recently asked also the team, like, what we do with the money. Do we do some sort of payout to everyone that basically has has done something on the mod, because it's a lot of work and time that was invested from these people in this amazing team, I have to say. And that's why the question came up if people should get some money from that. But so far it's lying there, and we don't invest it now anymore, because we have right now to handle with the current issues on the current content. Like, we can't add like more features or more weapons, stuff like that makes no sense before we delete and fix the current issues with the current content. So there is a lot of money still on the PayPal account, and I would also be glad to share that money to the team. But so far we haven't really talked about that topic, like a lot of other stuff. The main problem of this project is basically the management, where I come into the talk. Basically, I was the guy who founded DayZ expansion and thought he could somehow manage it, but things grow up really fast. And after the release of the mod, things got unexpectedly, like the huge amount of work that we had to put into this mod, and the management that should be done in this case to get things sorted correctly were not done. Like, I was the guy that basically fucked everything up, because I couldn't handle that management, and I basically let everyone do what they did in their own little corner, and we don't really got into one room and really worked as a team together. That's the main issue that this team still has, and that has to get sorted. And that's why I also recently, just yesterday, said, guys, I go back from the management, I go back from the project lead, I will be the UI design, menu design guy, but we need to change things, we need to get a real management done, but I'm not the man that can do that. I don't have that skills. And that's what I had to learn hard last night by myself. And that's where we are right now. Like, we have to get things sorted in a very hard process, where probably some people will also say, I'm not okay with that, but if the community, and the community in this case is the voice that matters the most, in my opinion, then we hear to the community, and then we want to make things like we promised and make things like they wanted.
One of the things that I have here, and Ben, if you've got any thoughts on this as well, but I'll direct the question to Camino, is honestly, it really feels like, because of what's happened, we're all now being privy to stuff that, quite honestly, I feel we have no business knowing about. What you guys do with the money you raise is between you and the rest of the devs in the team, which begs the question, as Jacob said in his reply, Camino, why did you choose to go public with this? Did you speak to... Because Jacob's basically said that you didn't approach anyone first, you just went public with this.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. So the reason I went public with that, as I described earlier, that people started collecting money, and basically after I figured out that I thought right thing for me would be to let people know what's going on within the team, and basically let people know so that can be stopped as fast as possible, because people were collecting money, and they had no other choice.
I have to ask this question. Did you approach Jacob before you went public?
No, I did not approach Jacob himself.
Can I ask why, or is that something you'd rather not talk about?
I just was kind of mad, so I just didn't feel like talking to him after that accident.
Okay.
Because, as I mentioned in my Reddit post, I was like I joined this team right after Steve created DayZ expansion, so I was in DayZ expansion team for the longest time of them all.
Yep.
And it really was heartbroken for me to see that after 2 years of work. To see that someone is trying to earn money through my hard work that I spent on this mod.
What I personally can totally understand from your point, and I also can understand that you somehow cut it off, the communication to us, because things just got messy and messy and messy and more chaos got created, and nothing basically changed. No one had really the voice or took the first step to change something, or wasn't able to change something until things somehow get sorted through one of our recent additions to the team, Lieutenant Master.
Who's a top bloke?
Yeah, what? Sorry?
He's a fantastic bloke. He's one of those quiet guys that only some people would know about. But I remember him from Survivor games, and just how much of a source, a fountain of knowledge he was. He's a fantastic addition to your team.
Indeed, without him, we haven't even released DayZ expansion yet, I guess, because without the amount of work he put into the development state, still collecting all the issues as we still were in the test phase before we released, and then the work he put into the mod after the release, just the community work on the GitHub for all kind of documentations, and he tried to keep up every single social platform we have to answer questions, give feedback, and be as transparent as possible. That's what we want. We really want to do something great for the community, and that's, I want to personal state that out again, that DayZ expansion were not meant or will never be in any way you will not pay anything for it. There was no plans to make the main mod in any part not free anymore. The complete mod stays like it is, and we still work on it. It's just hard since the release, because we were not prepared for all that stuff that just got over us. But
it's Ben. I'd like your input here, mate, because I think Jirak in chat has summed it up beautifully. That I don't know about the only thing, but the main thing this drama has done is sabotage the trust the community had in this project. It doesn't help to solve problems in or outside the project team. What do you think, Ben?
Okay, right. So I'll give my 10 cents on all the various bits here. It's a weird position for me. So I'm a server owner. I'm on the expansion team only as a lowly moderator. And I like to think that I'm pretty much friends with most of the team and people that have left the team as well. But it's a bit of a weird position for me to be in, but I'll give my opinions. So regarding the donation money, first of all, my honest opinion of that is that the mod has now reached a point where the amount of assets and things like that they would need to buy to spend the remaining money would be adding a humongous amount of work that like it's already been said, it'd just be too much to do. I'm a firm believer in that modders should be paid for their work. So I personally believe that donation money now, maybe if there's $5,000 there, save 1,000 for costs and maybe future things that you might want to grab. And honestly, the remaining money I think should be split with everybody that was on the team on the day that mod was released, or around about. Sorry, I totally think that's what should happen with the money. I don't think if people donated to the mod and the mods come out and they've bought all the assets and all that money's left and it's just sat there, it's not like you can work out how to refund it all equally to everybody so it's fair. So that money, I believe, should go to the modders. That's that bit. In terms of
just a quick question before you go any further.
Go on.
Should people still be donating to the project?
I don't see why not. In fact, if anything, yeah. Because
I am, and I'm going to continue to. But I know that, and Archie, you sort of touched on this as well. There's going to be people out there questioning it.
Well, I don't know what to say really about that. I mean, I suppose in a way the current trend is have a disclaimer for everything, isn't it? So I mean, you could say, if you donate to the mod, and there is a potential that some of the money might go to the people that have put in the hard work. I mean, it's going to come on to another point that, so in terms of Jacob selling a mod, or in terms of any modders selling mods, I firmly believe that should be allowed. Also, we've reached a point in DayZ now where all the small mods have been done. They have been done. It's been 2 years. All the little things have been done. All that's left now is to do stuff that takes a lot of work or a lot of skill. And if people are going to do that, which I know, like myself, servers want to try and make themselves unique. And the only way you get unique stuff is by approaching somebody and saying, I have an idea, can you make it for me? The ideas that people have these days are not small, and the amount of work that goes into making these mods now for people like me or other server owners, like I know that modders sit there for days and days and days, like they're doing the same work that they could be at Bohemia and getting paid for. So I agree. I've got no problem at all, and I'm a big advocate of modders should be paid. The only thing is, regarding the selling of a mod that was part of expansion, yeah, unfortunately, if it's not entirely your own work, then you shouldn't be out of profit from it. Simple as that. That's just it.
And look, I want to clarify something on that, Ben. For people who might be wondering why modders should be paid, well, modders, no one can deny that modding has brought DayZ's numbers from about, a 3,000 to 4,000 concurrent player base to over 20,000 concurrent, a little bit below right now. And this is all thanks to modders. Now, the people who are benefiting the most from those numbers is the content creators, the streamers like me, Archie, Minder, Running Man, and everything like that. They're getting a fresh new bunch of people coming in to watch them. They're all being paid. So
yeah.
If you don't think modders should be being paid, then you also don't think that content creators shouldn't get paid for what they do, that it should all just be free. So
sorry, buddy.
No, go for it.
I was going to say excuse me. I've spent almost $600 in the last month just hiring modders to make things for our server.
Yeah.
And the work that these guys do, it's a part-time job, sometimes more than that. Yeah. And when you're talking about expansion, those guys did that for non-profit. They spent over a year of their lives just trying to make DayZ better for the community.
Yep.
You know, so at the end of the day, even that $5,000 they got sitting in the bank, if they started like outsourcing, if like people are jumping ship on the team or whatever, like it sounds like, they might need to spend that money outsourcing new coders, outsourcing new modelers. You have to pay for every single step of the mod. It's very rare that you find a modder that can do models, script, you know, stuff like that, retexturing. I've got like 5 people that I always go to, and none of them can do the same thing the other ones can. So I have to pay one guy to script, one guy to retexture it, one guy to make the model, or gal in some instances. But anyway, I just want to say these guys, people need to understand in the community that the expansion team did that, never expecting to make a dime, as far as I know. And Dance to Jesus is my best friend, and he was the mapper, so I had like insider knowledge throughout the entire process. And I never heard, as far as I know from the outside looking in, they never expected to make a dime. They spent literally, I know I'm repeating myself, over a year of their free time making this shit for the community. Not calling it shit, it's amazing. But I think,
I mean,
when you go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, if you think about it like that, yeah, that's a year of time, right? So if you was to just take $4,000 of that money and split it up between 8 people, you're going to get $500 for a year's work.
It's not even nearly worth it. They're basically
nothing.
Yeah, from the way it sounds, listening to Camino and is it Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
They're almost like a small independent development company is what it sounds like. Like he's saying he doesn't like the stress of being project lead, which is completely understandable. And it sounds like honestly like an infighting. It's the same thing like Brian Hicks was saying, and not to name drop, but about when he worked at BI, the leadership and the middle management and the lower, you know, echelon modders and stuff like that, they were always getting in disputes with each other and stuff. It's a stressful thing, you know, when you're going in there and I've tried to script on DayZ, and if you put a colon in the wrong place, the fucking game won't boot. And then you're sitting there just like going through all of it, trying to figure out what you did wrong, you know? And my hat's off to you guys, man. I could not do this shit every day. You know,
I do love our chat. They're adding a little bit of humour to it. The one's posting in their sellout, and Marx has suggested that they should make an OnlyFans and post naughty teasers of upcoming updates. So, Camino, can we expect an OnlyFans from you anytime soon, mate?
Silence.
He's muted.
I think
he's muted.
I
don't think he's realised he's muted
gone
himself.
AFK. I think he's gone AFK.
He's trying to figure out how to start an OnlyFans.
he's researching what an OnlyFans is.
He sounds too young to know what an OnlyFans is.
But yeah, look, I do worry that for a lot of people out there that this has sullied the reputation of the expansion mod. And whether it be Camino, whether it be Jacob, whether it be Lieutenant Masters, Dances Jesus, Steve, any of the rest of the guys involved in it, you've all done a fucking amazing job. And I don't think anyone begrudges you guys making a few bucks from the hard work that you've put in. You know, like Jacob said in chat there, the average game dev wage in Australia is between 48 and 74,000. Well, these guys, like Archie said, worked for over a year and have made fuck all money from it. So I personally...
Just to go back... Sorry, mate.
No, I'm totally open for that. Like, the money, I'm not interested that the money stays like that just on the PayPal account. And if the community is fine with, that we share the money between us, a part of it, then that's a good thing. Like, it's not like we want to collect that money and I don't know, do whatever with it.
It's all going a big piss up somewhere and sort everything out between you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back. Sorry, everyone at the same time. Go on.
We have to sort a lot of stuff out internally. That's what we learned hard through this night, and and what Archie said, like basically, it's more like my person that is unable to really manage this project. Like, I wanted to give everyone in this team their free hands to do what they want to do and to experiment with the engine at the first place and achieve the content that we promised to the community, or even more. Like, Jacob made an insane skin system that right now, sadly, on the Steam version, breaks the mod in certain parts completely and destroys the loot economy. But if we look at the current experimental branch of DayZ expansion, the system allows you basically to reskin every vehicle and item and weapon now with the action and the correct spray paint, and that also gives monetized servers the opportunity later on to maybe earn their own money with this when they maybe expand on that skin system with their own skins. Like, as long as they don't use the default skins that we provide with DayZ expansion and the server is monetized by B, we don't see an issue. Like, why should servers not give out some kind of donation cosmetic skins for their community?
You guys should go subscription based. That way you got a trickle of money coming in. Just throwing that out there.
Steve, I even like the idea of allowing people, perks, like with your Patreon sort of thing. Push people more towards that. And if they, after 3 months of being a Patreon, they can, if they design a flag, they can have it added to the flag mod for the expansion base kits and stuff like that. Ways to incentivize people, because like Ben said, Archie's agreed, Brims nodding his head, pretty much the majority of us all agree that there's no issue with you guys making a few bucks, making a lot of bucks. I don't fucking care. That's between you and your conscience how much money you make. But and ways that add something back for people, I think you should definitely look at it. Like Archie said, some sort of subscription model, and have a few perks there. Whatever. I've seen ones before where people have. I know Dead Matter did something where they had certain tier packages where people could buy it, and they were able to have a weapon, submit a weapon model that was added to the game for them. There's nothing wrong with that sort of thing, provided it's transparent and people know what they're getting. Where I think the big issue, and Camino's post has highlighted this, is people, they should have known, that the money was going to be going to you guys. But as Archie said, for those who know a little bit about it, there's a lot of costs. Ben, you run a server, mate. How many thousands of dollars have you spent on stuff for your servers?
Mate, I've spent $700 on models just for my server mod alone.
It's easy
That's
to
just
do.
my server mod.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you my colo costs because I get a nice deal, but whole co-location isn't cheap. You've got advertising costs, and then here again, I'm going to say it. I hire people to make mods for me. And that's a cost. I just look at it as a cost. So I can spend a hell of a lot in a month, mate. I mean, I don't think any part of expansion should be sold off separately. At this point, all right. I just think it's too murky. But
Totally agree with that.
Yeah, in any other way that they can support that mod, I would support that though. I fully agree with it. And I'll just touch on something here as well, because I'm going to say it. Steve, it is not all your fault why things have gone this way, right? Now, this is the only little negative bit I'll ever have to say about anything to do with the team, because I love you guys. I predicted the shitstorm a long time ago. I won't say. Well, it doesn't really. I messaged a team member a couple of times and said you need to prepare for when the release is coming because you are not ready at the moment in terms of the team you have is very focused on. You've got scripters and this and that. You haven't had anybody who sort of like you say management wise. Sorry to say, you've not had good management of it in terms of directing people and telling people what they must do, not what they think they want to do. And also, you do definitely need more help in terms of people who aren't focused on making and fixing stuff. Maybe in terms of organisation, your socials, Discord, and everything else. I mean, I know I do a little bit of moderation, but I have to keep up with my community as well. You could definitely do with some more help there. I think there's for too long, too many people were allowed to just do what they wanted to do their way in it, and I kind of saw this little shitstorm, not in terms of like the part of the mod being sold bit. That's not.
Shalina's got a good point there, Ben. The problem is that modding was a hobby and not to make money, so normal humans are not into management. So I think you could almost say that the expansion team has been a victim of their own success. What they had was so hyped and so awesome. Bugs aside, there's bugs with it, but it was massive for DayZ. And you guys kind of got caught with your pants down around your ankles going, what the fuck is going on here? This is bigger than we expected.
Yeah, they did not. I knew how it was going to blow up. I fully expected it to blow up like this and the numbers on DayZ to go through the roof. And it still is now. Like, I get people on my server every day loving expansion. Even with all the current bugs that are in it, they love it. They absolutely love it. So, yeah, I mean, I guess this little shitstorm was coming. It just, I mean, it's a good shitstorm. Like, you can't be angry at the fact that the mod's absolutely blown up. But yeah, I don't know. You could just do with a few more people on the team that are taking some of the load off you in other ways.
I want to throw this out. We've got 38 people watching. If anyone does have a question they would like to ask, now's the time to ask it. But Camino, I want to ask you something, mate. From an outsider looking in, only knowing what I've seen and what's been talked about tonight, I think ultimately this comes down to a communication issue within the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the reason I did this post is not just because of single part of helicopters being sold, or just in general. I wanted to DayZ community know what's going on within DayZ expansion team itself. So because there's a lot of information that's not even related to that.
My only advice there would be you would be better off at least attempting to resolve it internally first, because all it's done is made everyone's name associated with it a little bit muddy now, and everyone's a bit confused. But it has enabled us to get to this point now where a lot of information has come out and people now have a better understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, in a summary, it evolved from a hobby project, from that, to a second, most likely full-time job. And as I said before, we were not prepared for that, and things have to get sorted internally, and we learned it hard now, but we still appreciate all the nice words and the support still from you guys and the community. Like, I appreciate it. I just can't talk for myself. I'm sorry. But yeah, things need to change. I see that. I guess everyone in the team saw that. The communication has to be fixed. Like, we have to work together as a team. And that was, not really the case in the past. Like, we still were friends. We still worked somehow together, but not, close enough, I would say. And the communication lags were too big, and that has to be solved. And this process will be hard, and maybe take a few days, when not weeks. But we still try to keep up and try to deliver the next big update still as soon as we can. And after that, we will also try to achieve the wishes that come basically from the server hosters, and may split certain parts of the mod into separate modules, so they don't have to mess with whole expansion anymore.
Please do.
And just don't say weeks, not months, because the last time that was said in relation to DayZ turned into an absolute shit.
Yeah.
They gave me a chuckle, yeah.
Yeah, I saw your face when he said days, not weeks,
I was
Archie, and I knew you were thinking weeks, not months, as well.
Hey, you should. I just want to say you should have more
I don't know how
confidence
long.
in your English, Steve, because it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, don't doubt your English, mate. You're a very, very competent speaker. I do want to segue away from this now, guys, because I think we've pretty much pointed it, but there is a couple of comments there. I'll come back to T. Bennett's in a sec. I just want to read, Jiraka said, if I'm not mistaken, communication can be difficult with that many different time zones you guys live in, so take your time, and that's something people need to be aware of. We've got Jacob in Australia. Steve, where are you based?
Germany.
So, there's 8 to 10 hours time difference there straight away. So, especially when it's not a professional, polished team, that's going to create issues in itself. Sandbox Sergeant says this is a normal progression for a community hobby-driven project. There is always a point of critical mass. But I'm hoping you guys, whether it be Camino or Steve, can cast some light on this. I know the dev team alluded to a while back that they're looking at options for console. To Bennett there has said, DayZ expansion is cool and all, but what about console? Are we just stuck with a dead environment? With the limitations of the console server, is that always going to be locked down? Do you guys know what they're looking at when it comes to console modding?
They said that they're gonna release server scripting files, which was basically the same that happened when DayZ servers came out first time in 0.63. So people won't be able to load actual mods, but they will be able to do more server-side tweaks, not just some tricky mapping like they do right now.
Yep. So no modding,
yeah,
but they will be
like-
able to do some... can you give some examples of what you'll be able to do?
Yeah, first thing that comes to mind is something like dynamic mission systems that shows notifications to players that there's crate spawned somewhere and you have to find it. So that's server-side stuff that doesn't require custom models or anything like that. So you spawn C chest from DayZ itself and spawn loot within it.
It's adding
Custom
new content
loader.
that's the problem, isn't it? You see, because if it's adding new content means that modders would have to upload to the Xbox and PlayStation platforms, which I don't think they would be interested in doing that because of the potentials for breaches in security and stuff like that.
I just saw an
It's just
interesting
like with
comment.
any game, yeah.
I just saw an
Any
interesting...
game.
Sorry?
Sorry, buddy. There's a delay, man. I apologize.
No, you go for it.
It's just like with any game, the mods are going to be peak on PC.
Yeah.
It's not just DayZ. I mean, GTA is the same way.
Just saw an interesting comment from Tibenets there. And I've seen this with a server here in Australia as well. A console server called itself DayZ Down Under. And the DayZ Down Under PC community has console players joining it, asking questions about the console version. It's just a copy, and it looks like someone's done that with Vanilla Plus Plus on PS4 as well. But the guy asked the right question because Dwan's here in chat, and he can confirm, no, I don't host console servers. But there's some cheeky buggers out there who'll do anything they can to get people onto their servers.
There's something sort of almost poetic, though, isn't there? That it's the V++ that's getting copied over on console, considering our friend Dwan's somewhat shady background. There's some sort of poetic almost justice about that somewhere.
I'll have no negative speak about the one, please.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Camino, I'd like to give you the opportunity, mate. Is there anything else you would like to add or say, mate, before we move on to other topics?
No, not really, probably.
Steve?
No, I think I have also said anything.
I mean,
Like,
one thing I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I can say is that, as Steve said, they had to learn it hard way, and I hope that was for the best, because I feel like otherwise it would not happen, and those major changes within DayZ expansion team would not happen if I wasn't to do what I did.
I think all lessons in DayZ are learned the hard way. They are though, aren't they?
I don't think there's any other way to learn a DayZ-related lesson anymore.
Look, I personally feel myself that it probably should have been handled internally, but that's that horse is bolted, and we are where we are, and I just hope we can all move forward from this. And as someone said in chat earlier, make DayZ expansion great again.
Thank you, guys.
It's kind of good that Camino. I mean, honestly, the silver lining is now it can be faced head on.
Yeah.
You know, had he not made it public, then no one would have known that there was a collective grievance about, communication within the team.
It had a good side on it because it brought up that talk and the internal problems also public. And I regret we weren't really transparent about the topic earlier. And here we are now. I hope we can fix it and continue into a great future.
I have no doubt, mate. I have no doubt. I have full confidence in the expansion team. The stuff you guys have delivered. I've been playing on Fubar Bundy's server, which has it, and I'm loving it. It's been so much fun. It's the first time I've stopped playing exclusively hardcore servers, and I'm enjoying myself. It's fun. The building is just so intuitive. The choppers, whilst they're not perfect, chopper physics, they're the best of any of the chopper mods out there. They're fun to fly. I still feel the map's probably a bit too small for choppers, but that is what it is. Some people love them. For some people, it's not DayZ without choppers. And I've been enjoying getting in them, and even if I am a pussy and, as Jacob said, fly with auto hover on, so I don't crash, but I'll get there. I'll get there.
I've just spotted the one's comment. That's so true.
Which one? Which comment?
The one, well done expansion. You have converted this boomer to a new playstyle.
He is the cheekiest fucker in chat. I love him though. I love him. He can give it a take.
It's almost like I kind of want to start that "one of us" chant, because now you sort of come over to the dark side, away from your hardcore servers.
It's a tough jump to make, man. But then you can't go back.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Did anyone see the little Easter egg in the trader video I did? After I found out that he had his new trader mod up. It was a half an hour video, so I know a lot of people wouldn't watch it, but I was just so excited. I edited it live on stream, and Gravity Wolf was in the chat as well. And he dared me basically to put in Mark as a cuck. So right at the end of the video, for one frame, it pops up. If you blink and you miss it, but it pops up Mark is a cuck in the video that went live to everyone.
Don't worry, we'll get back.
He will get me back. He will get me back somehow, and I've probably made a very powerful enemy because he's privy to a lot of things that I have no idea of how to do, and he actually heard an audio file of me that someone recorded and likes to drop on servers to make people think I'm on there, which isn't the most flattering one of mine either. But yeah, I'm certain he'll get. But I can take it. I can take it. Okay, so let's move on to another topic. Camino and Steve, if you want to leave, mate, I have no issue with you guys leaving, but you are welcome to stay. But I know you've primarily jumped on to be able to talk about this issue. So, do you want to stay, or are you going to head off, guys?
I stay for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it.
You're going to stay as well, Camino?
Oh, it's
Yep.
nice to have the boys back together.
Awesome.
Hey.
So I had a chat with Ben via some DMs, and I wanted to throw it out there to see what people think of. Now, for a lot of people, DayZ is synonymous with one game, and that was Survivor games. And we all know how the standalone game that BI made turned out. Rest in peace. But I still feel there is a market for a well-run Survivor games. And I've had an idea bouncing around in my head for ages. And I thought, well, I'm good at ideas, but I'm shit at execution. Who do I know who's good at execution? Fucking Ben. So I sent him the idea. Ben, do you want to take it from here, mate?
Well, go on. What do you want me to comment on what ideas we've got?
The ultimate survivor one. The ultimate survivor one, mate.
Yeah. Well, so it's kind of it leans on something we've just talked about previous, but like now, modding has brought with it a new era of content creation, and the Survivor games was a mega event, and there's been nothing like it ever since. And now that we've got modding available, we can do all the things that were done in that event that was so amazing, i.e. having, if you remember, like just the official stream, they had the camera where they were able to free cam around, see all the players and names and things like that. And like in the community at the time, loads of server owners begged for this stuff, and we couldn't have it. Now we're able to do all that and more. And then as well, you've got things like expansion that have brought in stuff like helicopters and everything else. We could do a Survivor Games event now that would be 10 times better than any the previous ones. It would just blow any event out that's been done before, in my opinion. But I'm very keen, it seems like Boyd is as well, on doing a Survivor Games event on the next level. Not in terms of the production of the stream. Do it, like same idea as last time, same principles. But you can improve on it in various ways.
And would have to, I think, for copyright issues as well, because Bohemia own Survivor Games. So I don't think you could probably get away with just doing a pure carbon copy of their model.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, who would want to do that? That's the whole thing. I believe now is it rather than copying it, it could be done but 10 times better. And hell of it, like the content that could be created from it would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm only just thinking about the event itself and taking part in it, but like the content that could come from it would be amazing. The production levels that could be done, again, amazing. You can give people access to admin tools or even create special tools that allow streamers to be able to fly around the map and see all the player stats and everything else. I mean, even something that was an idea that once came into my head that I've mentioned before and toying with it is also with a DayZ event like this, you could have interaction from chat that was watching the event. Just for example, a help or hinder situation, so you could vote in the chat,
like in Hunger Games, where the people can, they would send the little packages to help the people they want, or you could flip side it and hinder.
That's right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you could drop them some ammo for a weapon that they need, possibly.
That exists already.
Sorry,
go on.
There's a Twitch integrated API that I don't know if he wants me to put it out there. I'm sure he's in your chat. If he does, he'll put it out himself. A very talented creator made a Twitch integrated API. I'm probably butchering what it's called, but basically it gives chat the option to vote. It has to be applied on the server that you're in. So we did a game show. We used to do a game show every Friday, but I stopped doing it because I was running it myself and it was so much work. But basically the chat could vote to apply. They could catch a guy on fire. They could make a guy starve to death. They could spawn a bear, a pack of wolves on the guy. They could spawn chickens on him. They could teleport him to the middle of the ocean.
Is this the one? Has made this?
Yeah. So basically, we tested it on stream, and it was fucking nothing short of amazing. I thought I'd never seen anything like that for DayZ. I've seen it on other games. but it works. We tried it. It works. Of course, he's working on his other project right now, the V++ Survival, that is also incredible. But yeah, that could absolutely work. What Ben's talking about, it's already done. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've done it. So.
Well,
Okay, I'm going to make a suggestion here. To one, is this like a thing where people can pay bits to make these things happen?
The way it was, I don't know if you're talking to me or Mark. The way that it was done in our stream, it was free. But there could be. I discussed it with. I'm just going to say Mark. I discussed it with Mark about like making it like $3 for like special effects. Like if you want to donate like $3, you'll TP a guy to the middle of the ocean. Because I mean, yeah, it's pay to win, but the player isn't paying. And honestly, it was just plain hilarity. Like we were trying to do this game show where they're trying to. I had this one called The Amazing Race where they're running and there's already like minefields and stuff you have to get around, but then they could apply an effect to like spawn a bear on a guy, and then he just like completely breaks off and he's running away, and this bear's eating his ass while he's trying to get away. It's hilarious. The content is like 10 out of 10, especially if you know if you've got experience with free cam on the V++ tools and you know how to speed it up and catch those good angles. It was great. I mean, we had a lot of fun testing it out. So there's that. Honestly, I'm sitting here getting very excited about just the thought of it if it actually worked. Which, like I said, I'll say this. Mark is extremely busy, with his other project. But if you guys could sweet talk him, maybe he could make it work.
He's just saying that channel points can be worked to use it as well. At the moment, it's just a voting bot. Whatever chat votes for happens. So that's pretty much exactly what you're talking about, Ben.
Well, it's funny you just put about channel points. So, like, people do on the streams, you have like the sound alerts, like scares and things like that. I'm trying to get back into streaming more regularly. I was looking at using the channel points system, and I've not seen many channels utilize it well. Like I look at some of the channel point rewards, and like
it's very limited right now.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a waste. But last night I was sat there thinking, okay, well I might do some things where like if somebody earns a serious amount of points and they really want to do it to me, they drop the points and I'll have to kill myself in game, for example, suicide or whatever. Or if they drop a certain number of points, I've got to give my position away while I'm camping in a bush. Or
don't.
Well, I know the potential
you watch.
No,
you watch me stream, mate. My fucking audience who watch me stream are the most sadistic bunch of fuckers out there, and they just live in hope for two things. One, that Vigilante Gamer is going to make a return on my channel, and two, that I'm going to have a heart attack live on stream so they can all be there to clip it and send it to fucking, I don't know, bloody TMZ or something like that.
I always try to make Woody stroke out with donations.
I rated fucking Archie and he goes, oh guys, you got to go in there and fucking donate to this guy. You can get away with murder for free. I still remember you saying that. You could literally donate and this guy has a heart attack on stream and you won't be able to get charged for it.
Yeah, we set our stream at 25K to make me F11, and I thought no one's ever going to get 25K channel points. And I was getting F11 like 3 times per stream, so I had to raise it to 100K. I'd be right in the middle of a great interaction and somebody would be with it, I like to say that my stream is cancer and my chat are the tumors, because they just completely are always they bully me. They're going to do the same thing, but it's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. I let them do it. There's numerous ways, but I like that. I'm going to look into that. Dewan, you'll have to send us a link if you can, even post it in chat, mate, so other people, because there's other streamers in here right now that may be interested in applying this. I wasn't even aware there was something like that, so that's fucking awesome.
I'm interested in that. Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah,
but DayZ content's evolving now, and again, just little things like this, a little mod like that could be done in the chat. The content that comes off the back of that is amazing.
Again, though, these creators are doing this for nothing. Like, they're not making profit off this at all. He sat and made that integration, if that's what it can even be called, for nothing, Well,
that's why I asked about the bits. You've got that sound alerts one where people can use bits to trigger sound effects in game. I think he should look at that. It's a way for him to make a few bucks, Archie.
I agree. I told him the same thing. I was like, dude, let's take donations, like each small donations, like $1, $1, $3. That way you're getting something for your time, because I've seen it. I've seen even Dance of Jesus sit there and try to script stuff, and it's like I'm looking at. It's literally another language, you know.
Yes.
I don't know. I put a lot of my time into my videos on YouTube and my Twitch content, but I get compensated for it on the back end. It's not much. I make like $500 a month off Twitch and like $200 off YouTube, and that's with all the views I get on YouTube, you know. But these guys don't get anything. Plus, like I was going to say earlier, and I don't mean to bring expansion back up, but every single time there's an update, it breaks everything, and they got to go back in and fix every little thing that's broken. So I just wanted to say this earlier. If anybody's thinking about stopping donations, these guys still have to work. The day they decide fuck this and they don't want to update anything, expansion's not going to roll over to the next update and work properly because no one's there maintaining it. Like my server, I'm new to server owning, and it's like becoming another part-time job for me. I'm spending literally 4 to 5 hours a day working this server owner shit out. And at this 1.08 patch, it screwed everything. I had to completely go in and have my modders all come in and fix all their mods. Like, people don't understand what goes into to maintaining an enjoyable server. It makes you want to pull your hair out. I mean, it's hard for me to get up out of my creative space here and leave the stress in here, and I'm not even doing the coding. So it affects you on a personal level when you're that stressed out because you know the community's depending on you to push this enjoyable content that you literally paid nothing for. It's free on the workshop, but we did, you know. So anyway, I'm praising Mark and the expansion team because I really don't think people know the amount of work that goes into it, and I just want to highlight that. So
yeah, totally agree, mate. Preaching to the choir right here. I don't think there's anyone on this panel right now that disagrees with that.
Nope.
So yeah, back to the original point though. Ben is working on some stuff that could be fucking amazing in the future.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. As soon as
me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll get in touch. That's the idea. I want to get all the main faces from the DayZ community involved. I mean, that again, another thing. Back then, we was limited to 60 players on a server. Now we can push 100. So can you imagine how many people we could get? We could get practically everybody we know from the community into that event. It would be insane. So yeah, I'll definitely be in touch, and I will as soon as I'm basically waiting for the expansion update to come out, and as soon as that's done, I'm going to get started on it. So as soon as I've got more info, I'll be in touch with everybody.
And I like the idea of, you know, if we can incorporate stuff, you know, whether it be a variety of content creators. Yeah, I even spoke with Ben about, you know, it'd be good if we could. Yeah, obviously you'd need people streaming for an event like this, but you know the original Survivor games did team up with Twitch to help promote it, and my idea, you know, was to suggest that a partnered streamer teams up with an affiliate to help promote a smaller channel, and they work together. So we're not just seeing the big boys all teaming up together. But you know they're taking a smaller streamer under their wing and you know helping to expose them to a new audience. I know some people might not like that idea, but it's an idea. Yeah, another option could be that they team up. You know, they get a viewer to maybe, you know, there's so many different things to nut out, but I don't think it's too far away from being potential for at least a trial. Ben, do you?
No, not at all, mate. No, as I say, once the expansion update comes out, it's just a matter of organising it, setting a server up, and just creating any sort of tailored mods we need, and then it's just getting everybody involved and organising a day.
Yeah,
and setting out a rule set and stuff. It's nice. It's all very doable.
Yep.
As long as it's after 10 a.m. because I always sleep till like 3 p.m. I'm up early.
Yeah, that just means us Aussies get fucking shafted with an even bloody later night.
Yeah, I got dibs on Lax. I want him as my checkmark streamer. I'll be great.
That would be an interesting combination. Actually, you and Lax Hawthorne together, that would be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh yeah, love that guy.
Okay, Archie shared a tweet, and the man is here. Sorry, not Archie. Foxy shared a tweet that you made, Archie. that you need a new game. What's going on with you and DayZ, mate?
Okay, so I've been playing DayZ for like 8 years. I came from old school DayZ, right? I'm aware of that. So I know that a lot of people take my comments and they say, shut up, stop complaining. I came to DayZ when it was a post-apocalyptic sandbox survival simulator, and I'm used to the old school vanilla style. I remember the old colony servers that were still vanilla-esque, but had the little extra mods for like quality of life stuff. As a person who creates content, and I don't stage anything, right? I don't want to stage anything. There's no enjoyment at all in that for me. I want the organic content to come. There's no servers. There's no servers out there. Like I said before, I can't play on vanilla official servers because the hackers, the desync, and it's no reflection on Bohemia. It happens in every game. So we're forced to go to the community tab, and the top 10 servers are these. I don't call it DayZ. I call it GTA-Z. There's all this crazy shit. I saw a monster truck on a server the other day. It's not DayZ anymore. So DayZ has a certain charm that all these other games try to clone. Dead Side,
Yep.
Survive the Nights, all these different games, Scum. They try to clone it. They can clone a lot of things about DayZ, but they can't clone that charm, that DayZ has. There's something about it that like makes me nostalgic for something I never experienced. I don't know how to explain it. And that's why these games are I call them flashes in the pan. They never pan out. I put the tweet out about Dead Side the day it came out. I said, in 2 weeks, this game's going to be dead. Everybody hated on me for it. I was right. I said the same thing about Scum, because everybody gasses these games up because there's a money grab, because there's a huge hole in the market right now for a survival simulator, like even a zombie survival game, but not necessarily, that these development teams are trying to cash grab. They're trying to capitalize on it. They know the hype that DayZ has. They know that people meme on DayZ, so they claim this is the DayZ killer. You know what I mean? But I'm all over the place. I apologize. Basically, I can't get content on any of these super modded servers, and unfortunately, the ones that are the most populated, so I'm guaranteed interaction. They're just way too modded, and anybody who's played on them knows. I know you agree with me, because I was the same way as you. I didn't want to come to community. I didn't want to deal with the mods. It was like, the way I explained it on Twitter was, these content creators are making these YouTube videos in these modded servers, these super modded servers, and the viewers are thinking, oh, that's the DayZ experience. Yeah. And then they log into DayZ on Xbox or PS4 or even vanilla officials, and it's nothing like it. It's like growing up watching like hardcore pornography, and then you have sex and lose your virginity and missionary, and you're like, that's it? That's all I get? It's basically, you're overselling a game that doesn't need to be oversold. So it's I don't know. It's unfair to the devs and the community that actually enjoys vanilla-esque DayZ. The mods did help tremendously, don't get me wrong. I would say 95% of the mods are amazing, but some of them, you go on these servers and they're called like realistic survival, and you join, and then a pink Humvee with like a weeb anime bus or whatever just flies by you, and you're like, this is realistic survival? Like, what the hell is this?
See, I'm gonna come back and give Ben a chance, because Ben kind of runs one of those styles of servers, so I'll be very interested. But Brim, earlier in the chat, and I want to get your input on this as well, mate. Sorry, not earlier on in the chat, earlier on in my stream, we were actually talking about this very topic. And the way I summed it up is that not everyone has the hours available like we do to play DayZ. There are a lot of people who work a 9 to 5 job, have a wife and kids, they get maybe half an hour to an hour to jump on, and they want to play DayZ. And Archie is dead bang on the money when there are so many videos out there now showing these highly modded servers and the crazy shit that happens on them, and all these crazy streamers who are running around with, what does bloody Uncle Ray have on his server? The dildo buster fucking... You know what that one's called,
the Prolapser 50.
The Prolapser, that's it.
The 5,000.
Yeah, things like that. Like even on Fubar's server, they've just added the light sword. But I I'm like you, Archie. I love the vanilla experience of DayZ, the hardcore. You know, I was playing the hardcore mods because that was to me more closer to the true DayZ experience. But Brim, we can't, in good conscience, stop the masses from playing what they want to play, can we?
No, and I think the problem with DayZ as well is that it's one of those games, like you were saying, a lot of people have, you know, romantic partners, kids, you know, 9-to-5 jobs, whatever else. You know, DayZ's not one of those games where, in my opinion anyway, and maybe other people have their own opinion, that's cool, but like in my opinion, DayZ's not one of those games where you can necessarily just, you know, finish work at 5 o'clock, you're home for 5:30, you think, right, I've got an hour, I can sit down, have a quick run around. That doesn't, for me at least, that doesn't sort of work for DayZ. DayZ's one of those games where I think we've all had it, where we've thought, do you know what, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have a quick run around, just going to build one more wall on my base, and then all of a sudden it's 12 hours later, you've been up all night, and it's like, oh shit, I've got to go to work in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I suppose I better have a shower, you know. And I think it's very difficult because it's not one of those games where you can just get a quick 5 minutes in theory, unless you're jumping onto one of the deathmatch servers, for example, where you load in fully geared and you can just go for a quick run, kill, die, repeat. It is a very difficult one, but like you say, there's so many different servers out there now. I kind of get what Archie's saying, is that some servers are so heavily modded that they are not DayZ anymore. Like you say, you've got a fucking pink Humvee and a weed bus. Those things exist on many servers. Yeah, you got which to be fair, you know, you've got to love the memes. Let's be honest, you've got to. But
great, yeah. But I think the problem is people are monetizing the servers because of the prio queues and the donos and stuff like that, and it's become a business. They're running it like a business. And what they're doing is they're competing with each other like different businesses. Like imagine you have, like, let's admit it, Discord, that's the new dive bar. People don't hang out at the bar with their homies anymore. They play games with their friends. So basically you're competing with the other nightclubs out there. So you got to have the biggest draw. You got to have the Humvee. You got to have the lightsaber. You got to have the prolapse or flip your colon inside out 9,000, whatever. It's all about who has the best gimmicks. 250K start, 300K start, 500,000K start. Just, what do you want to fucking play the game for me? You know, I don't need all that. But also, they're appealing to the new generation of DayZ players who want instant gratification. Like you were saying, you can't play DayZ for an hour. It's not meant to be played like that. The original game, like Brian Hicks was saying, you're supposed to get attached to your character. You're supposed to get attached to your gear. You're supposed to value your character's life. It's a survival simulator, you know. And they've turned it into like this PUBG-esque, this crazy. I don't know. It's a meme at this point. These servers are, and there's no reflection on anyone who runs servers like that. I get it. You want to make your money back, right? But that's where we are at this point. It's all about capitalizing on your server. I apologize for cutting you off. There's a bit of a delay.
No, Ben.
Well, mate, to be fair, I consider my server somewhat in the middle ground. So yeah, I do add like the Gamer Girl bath water. I added that, you know what I mean. But ultimately, it's a drink.
But I do like that. That's something that I think just adds a meme. Was it you who said it, Archie? You know, the meme. But yeah, I love little things like that.
That's what I've kind of gone for on my server. So I'm trying to keep the core elements of DayZ in there, right? So my server is a PvP server, but the predominant meta on it is base building and raiding. So like, if you want to jump on my server, you can get into PvP very quickly, like especially if you go to bloater. There's weaponry and stuff like that. It's pretty easy to find. If you want to get into the long game, like DayZ is, and you want to get into the base building and everything else, all that stuff is still fully in there, and you've got to work hard to do it. Like there's mods that I just wouldn't even consider, like this start money shit. Like that's come from Armour Altis Life, I think, because on Altis there's so many Altis servers, and I'll never have that, because as soon as you give people start money on DayZ, they'll come on your server, use the start money, and leave. It's like it's a pointless thing. ATMs on DayZ. I'm never again. You'll never see that on my server. I think that's just a ruiner. What's the one? This new sleeping bag thing where you can fucking spawn in your base. Like that just destroys.
Yeah, I saw that one. That's horrible.
That just destroys the game for me. Like the running simulator, that is ultimately one of the core elements of DayZ is the running. That's what adds all the time involved to doing stuff. But I can, as I say, I consider myself in the middle ground. It's not too crazy on my server. If you want to play DayZ, I'll not how the devs intended it, but the core stuff like PvP and base building and that. It's all definitely still there. You can go out and do survival and avoid the traders. I've got no pink cars. We did have a Wii bus for a while, but that was fun main, but we haven't got it on anymore now.
I just want to say no disrespect to the people who made those mods or the people who use those servers. It's just not for me. Everyone has their own play style.
And I think it comes back, Archie, what you were saying, that unfortunately these servers are more attractive. It's an easier version of DayZ.
DayZ on recruit difficulty. That's what I call it. No one wants to put the work in. I look at DayZ characters like Tamagotchi pets. You remember those little Tamagotchis?
Yeah.
You had to feed them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how I look at it. I mean, yes, it's annoying. A lot of the mechanics are broken. There's like a bug where even if you eat, if you're starving, you still fucking starve to death. I mean, it gets annoying. I get it. And people get tired of that, and they want to go play on the servers where they can just meme around and buy a 50 caliber Shaytek and shoot someone from across the map. I get it. I like to build trap bases on the money start servers because I don't have anything invested, which I can't right now because there's no fall damage and expansion. But
I'm sorry.
Okay, Steve, we actually had a question on that. We're going to segue into an unscripted question. What is going on with fall damage and when can we expect it? Admittedly, it's making for some really funny fucking scenes, like on Fubar Bundy's server, they had this rig event and you see half a dozen choppers like Apocalypse Now, and then the doors all open and all these people just jump out of the choppers and land on the rig to basically PvP deathmatch to try to win the prizes. So it is creating something that'll be a memory of DayZ in years to come. But what's the deal? When can we expect that to be fixed?
With the next update, actually, right now you can already see how it looks like on the experimental branch of DayZ expansion, but that is still a pretty unstable build because other issues still not really fixed yet. But the fall damage will be basically back then, and the issue is basically related to the animations and the changes we have done on that part of DayZ within the mod to make things like parachuting, that was also not really working so far, possible. And now we had to just decide to remove parachutes from the project and the mod and throw that plan into the trash bin until we may find another solution. But from my knowledge, it's right now impossible to achieve without breaking the whole engine and the jumping system. Like, only Jacob Mango can really give detailed information about the real problem that we have had there. Mm-hmm. But like I said, in the update, we go back to the vanilla system, basically.
Just don't put it in the patch notes like we discussed the other week with Jacob. I just can't wait to see all these people jumping out of choppers and plummeting to their death. I imagine Archie will probably make a whole video on it, trolling people.
Wonderful.
I'm not telling a soul on my server. I'm just going to fly around watching people fall out of the sky like lemmings.
Actually, with using my god mode more.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We tried to get the kill feed module. I know that's not everyone's deal, and also in the packet base mod, you can disable it also. But we tried to deliver that also with the update, and then you will see when people die from fall damage, basically.
I could just see like Bundy's server was getting DDoSed tonight, and I was flying in a chopper at the time, and server came back up, and I spawned back in the air. So I can see once fall damage is back on, there's going to be a lot of heartache for server admins comping people when servers crash and players die, and yeah.
We tried actually to put in a kind of failsafe for that. Like you should respawn with the helicopter on ground next to it when something like that happened, but probably it's not completely safe yet.
Okay,
you can always do for a lot of servers what we've done on ours as well, is put in a rule on Discord that says if vehicles are buggy, they're gonna fucking break. There's nothing we can do about that. We are not comping for vehicles, because at the end of the day they're completely out of our hands. We all know, let's be honest, that the cars for DayZ, just the vanilla cars that Bohemia have made are a pain in the arse enough, let alone ones from mods and things like that.
You seen those expansion boats, dude? You can have it.
Yeah, exactly. So we've put in a rule that if we're in order to even access the rest of the Discord for our server, you have to go in, read the rules in the rules tab, and then use the reaction role to actually react to a message that gets put in there, and then it unlocks the rest of the Discord. And by doing that, you understand that you have read the rules, you know what's going on, and that includes the rule for vehicles. If you don't like it, don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you on the way out.
Mate, you must have a really nice player base, because I have all the rules in Discord. I have a loading screen telling everybody to read the rules. I have a welcome to the server message telling everybody you've now read the rules. If you by joining the server you're agreeing to the rules. I have 2 free messages play every hour telling people to read the rules, and I've got a disclaimer saying use vehicles at your own risk. But every time somebody flips a heli or something, I get a message. Every time.
See, people have given up with messaging me for that now, because everyone that plays on our server knows if you have an issue, go to Brimstone, he will fix it one way or another. But people have learnt now, don't even ask. Because everyone else on my server, on my admin team, will be like, oh well, we'll see what we can do, and they don't want to upset people. Whereas I'm just like, fuck off, mate, or I'm going to slap you. I don't give a flying one anymore.
Comping is a risky thing. You start comping for something, and then everyone demands it. And I even said to Bundy, don't do it. Just it's DayZ. It's pixels.
DayZ is a game where you're trying to build a strong character. So you don't want a player base full of people who need their arse wiping every 2 minutes for them.
That's the community now, though, man. They don't understand. Just like you just said, it's run, die, retry, do a little better every time. They get so salty. It's always lag or desync or a bug or whatever. And then but once people start placating them, they're going to expect every server owner to do it. And that's the problem, because a lot of these big servers are so terrified to lose their player base. I saw a server, and I won't say which one. We raided a base on it. It had like 20 members of that crew that owned that base. They comped them back everything they lost in that base raid, even though it was completely legitimate. They said, well, you got your content, you had a good time, we're going to give them their stuff back. The reason was they didn't want those people to leave that server, and you can raid people off a server, right? And they legitimately gave them everything back, and that was the last time I played on that server, because they all went on there crying, saying, I'll take my 20 people elsewhere. I've had people blatantly stream snipe us. We had another amazing server, Apex. It's now basically defunct. There was a guy who blatantly was stream sniping us day after day after day. We had pathing in the logs. We had him in our chat. We had screenshots. We had timers, everything. We were like, why are they not banning this guy? Then we found out, he runs a 15-man squad, and they're on all night. It's a UK server. So the numbers during the US time zones are high, so US players play it. They didn't want to lose those guys, so they wouldn't ban them. So you start placating people, and then you're stuck in a downward spiral.
Anytime a player tells me that him and his squad of X amount of people are going if they don't get something, I just tell them that there's a big queue of people waiting to fill them slots. So,
Amen.
Yeah. But you're kind of lucky though, Ben. You've got a very high-profile, successful server, whereas some of the smaller ones, yeah, it is a bit of an issue for them. But
What's been
Yeah.
server?
BWAF.
Blue Waffle Attack Forces, man.
Oh, you're Blue Waffle, dude. That camera, surveillance camera mod, the people that are hating on it, that shit is next level. I love that. I want to use it to. Me, I'm a base raider. I want to use it to counter surveil. You know, like I want to plant one and hide in my little hideout and watch people come and go, get their times down, get their patterns down. That would make for amazing content. I love that. That's
Appreciate it,
probably one of the best mods I've seen in a long time. I can't imagine what the commission cost you to have that made. Like that's insane.
We can chat to you about that off stream. The person who made it, is quite close to us right now, actually. So, yeah, I mean that was made, yeah, for that exact purpose. Like I said earlier, we're into base raiding and that on our server quite heavy, so we love that. CCTV mod is good.
Okay, diverging a bit, but it is a game that we've mentioned tonight, and we talked about it last week as well. Did anyone see the or hear about the drama with the Dead Matter closed alpha?
No,
I haven't. No, I've not heard of a drama. No.
So Pathfinder Plays, a guy who I get along with quite well, who's also doing a similar podcast to what we do, but for Dead Matter. So if you are interested, I'll put a link to his video in chat right now.
He's a cool dude. I used to play DayZ with him.
Yeah, he is. He's a good bloke. But they have done, basically, they're going to be doing a closed alpha, and the only people who are going to be able to release content are the Dead Matter partners.
So the people who pledge in the beginning?
No, the ones who've been picked by them as a partner. Now, I know Septic Falcon, who was on last week, has been picked as a partner for it, but if you're not a partner, you can't stream or any of that sort of stuff on the closed alpha.
Sounds like do you have to buy into the partner program?
No. I backed the game, and I still won't be able to stream it or anything like that when it's closed alpha.
Sounds to me like a way to control criticism.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I already think that a lot of people hate me when I say stuff like this. I already think Dead Matter is going to be just another flash in the pan. I feel the wave of hate because people don't like their hopes being shot down like the Hindenburg, but honestly, like one of the maps is completely separate from the other maps. Like they didn't explain that to a lot of people. It's not massively open world. There's two separate sections.
Yes.
From what I can tell. What people don't understand with an alpha game, it's going to be buggy as hell. Their early gameplay content is all scripted. You can tell because they're terrible actors. And I mean, cool. The game seems like it's going to be good. I can't wait to play it. It's one of those DayZ killers. But when you tell me that they're only allowing specific people to play it and put out content on it, I see right through that. That's just a way for them to control what kind of content gets released. I don't know. That's not going to work. Like that's not going to fare well for them in the.
It's a bit scary, but
people see through it.
Yeah, we touched on it last week in that they're going down the wrong avenue if they're trying to push themselves as a DayZ killer. That is the wrong way to go about marketing your game. Just go as it's like I've followed it quite closely. It's a very, very interesting take on a survival game. I'm not sure how much of it I like with the whole AI factions and having it's a little bit scripted. And I was having a bit of a chat with Pathfinder in the comment for the podcast video, which he did a little excerpt from about controlling KOS in a game. And they said, Dead Matter looks like it might have a solution for it. And I said, but who are we to tell people how to play the game? That's up to a server to create the right culture. Ben, as you said, your server is PvP base rating. You look at DayZ Underground, it's more interaction focused, and that's a vibe that they have carefully cultured over. How many years has DayZ Underground been going? Bloody 5-6 years now. It was one of the early, one of the original community servers.
Yeah, I think they've been going as long as I have.
Yeah,
I played it for years before I got banned, and I got banned a year ago, so at least fine.
That's a story for another day. But yeah, that's up to the server. You can't. And I mean, I imagine you could. You know, you could have safe zones and all the rest of it. And yeah, I'm playing on a server that has a safe zone now, but I firmly don't believe in them. I firmly believe in players should be allowed to do what players want. I bitch and I moan when I get KOS'd, but at the same time, that is the way the game is, and that is the way the game should be. Don't tell me what I can and can't do in a open world survival game. I want to be the friendly guy, or I want to be the bad guy. You know, Archie, how would you feel if they told you can't do trolling of people?
Well, if any game told me that, I just wouldn't play it. That's why I love DayZ. I mean, there's no other game that I've ever played in my life besides maybe Rust, where you go in with a clean slate and you can literally do whatever you want. Another thing about DayZ, like that game is so ambitious. Every tree on the map, you can cut it down. Every player you see, you can shoot them down. You know, every building you can enter, except like 2. I think like 98% of buildings, when we did our little, you know, survey on it, you can go in. Like, tell me another game where 98% of the buildings you can walk inside without a loading screen. I mean, yeah, the interiors are bland, but they want you to be able to see the loot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and if the buildings were more filled out on the inside, you couldn't fucking build bases in them. There'd be no room. There'd be colliders everywhere. So, but yeah, if they tried to limit my gameplay experience, I definitely wouldn't be playing it. I don't know. You're kind of turning me off on Dead Matter. I was already like, on it, but the more I'm hearing, but I want Pathfinder Plays to succeed. I love that guy. And I want to plug his YouTube channel, because we started at the same time. We're like pretty parallel in growth, and this guy puts out content like every single week. Yeah, he's an awesome.
He is. I've actually been thinking of asking him to come on the show and do one where we do talk a bit more about Dead Matter. But I did have a plan with him and another guy, Atomic Duck, but it kind of fell through. I was going to do a interview with the dev team from Dead Matter, from a DayZ fan's perspective. What can we expect? You know, there's a lot of people that love DayZ, but you know, I hope for the best for Scum. I hope the best for Dead Survive the Nights, and they both didn't deliver what I was looking for.
Neither did Dead Game. I mean, Dead Side. You know.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't even played Dead Side. I got given a copy, and I feel bad for not doing it, but it didn't interest me. A carbon copy
DayZ. They even did Green Mountain. Looks exactly the same. It's corny.
Well, the thing I didn't like was, like I said, don't try to market yourself as a DayZ killer. Just market your game on its own merits. And when they, one of the marketing things I saw for Deadside was no unicorns and monsters, and just basically taking the piss out of DayZ for having infected. And it was like, why? Just. Yeah, it's the same as I don't like content creators attacking other content creators. I don't like servers attacking other servers. Just focus on what you're doing right, and don't worry about what other people are doing as long as they're not hurting anyone.
Agreed.
Yeah. Mark's is saying you needed the bloody doctor's degree to be able to read all the hell stuff in Scum. But I give them the kudos for trying something, but it just... was too far from what a lot of people want.
Scum devs, though, they were really interactive with the audience. They weren't, they were really transparent, too. I think what killed Scum for a lot of people is that bed respawn. Because you can, was it like infamy points or whatever? You can farm like playing,
points.
and you can just spawn right back in your base. And unlike Rust, if you destroy the beds or whatever, they can't spawn there again, you know? But that killed it for me, because I'm not going to base raid where people are just going to keep running back and over, because then you're just basically, it's whoever can get back to the bodies the fastest, which is why I don't like the spawn select feature in a lot of DayZ servers now.
Yeah, same. One more topic before we get into the DayZ Twitter watch. And not really a topic so much, but something I saw, I can't remember what video I saw it in. I think it might have been a Devin Nash one, but it was a quote by someone called Shigeru Miyamoto, if anyone knows who that is. I'm guessing he's a game dev of some sort, probably Nintendo related. With a name
I think he's
like
the president of Nintendo, isn't he? I think he was the creator of Nintendo, if I'm not mistaken. Mario.
But there's a quote attributed to him that I think applies to both DayZ and to the expansion mod as well. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. So for all these people who are taking the piss out of DayZ for how long it's taken, just try to remember that. You know, we all know games that have been rushed. Fallout 76, anyone? And it'll never recover from the bad publicity. DayZ has taken its hits, but they're slow and steady.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, there's not another game quite like it. It is on the level of ambition that they have.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, maybe Rust, maybe, but the whole core feature of Rust is base rates, you know. So.
Yeah. Nothing can copy paste the love-hate relationship that you somehow get when you play DayZ, and also when you mod on it.
Yeah, I like to say that DayZ is like an abusive girlfriend. Some days you love her, but the good times can't be copied, and you know, you always have a good time regardless. So.
Now, did anyone see the tweet the DayZ dev team put out about the letter that was hand delivered to their office?
Oh, that was cool.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So, a player came by our office yesterday to deliver a letter of appreciation. The team is truly touched. Something about a written letter that feels extra special. Amazing community. Thanks, Dickie. And the letter reads, Dear Bohemia Interactive, I am writing this letter. I'm writing this letter. Maybe a better term would indeed be note, to show my deepest appreciation for the work that you do. Let me just make this bigger. Also, if it helps, that I am spending my vacation in the beautiful Czech Republic. I spent almost 2,000 hours on the Armour series when I first discovered Armour 2 free. Since then, I truly can say that I fell in love with the Armour series and DayZ standalone. Keep up the splendid work, and if you ever need a free Dutch voice actor, you know who to call. Dickie, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and that was on the 27th of July 2020. I just thought that was fucking awesome.
Hope he doesn't get COVID.
Yeah. Something about a handwritten letter. I did actually think that myself.
Yeah, it's the Dead Matter devs trying to sabotage with the
But no, that was just something really nice, and I know Spaggy sent them a care package of beers a couple of years back, and I sent them a care package as well. So don't be afraid, guys, to just send them whether it be a DM or just something. If you ever need their address, I've got the address for them somewhere in one of my messages with Barely Infected, I think, helped me get it. But yeah, that was just really, really nice to see. Sadly, there were some douchebags, as always. He must be easily satisfied with the awful state of the game. No updates, no communication, so many bugs, issues. It's a mess of a game, and has been for a long time. That's its reputation. Mate, I guarantee you're hardly playing the game if that's what you think.
That's someone who couldn't get over the learning curve. There's people like that in every community.
Yeah.
And yet again, the problem is people don't understand what BI is not DayZ. BI has so many games going right now. Like Wildlands is one of the biggest selling games in China. Bohemia Interactive is a company. They got to make money. They got this little department dedicated to DayZ. And if you think DayZ is getting a lot of attention, you're absolutely wrong. Vigor and Wildlands are their biggest games right now, if I'm not mistaken. And you can look at, I think it's called Glassdoor or something like that, where employees can review employers.
Yes.
Look up Bohemia on Glassdoor, and you can see the environment there is so. And if you talk to anyone, like I know I keep name dropping him, but Brian Hicks will mention just how hard it was for him and Peter to get Eugen on the team. He had to beg for months, Like you got to understand, it's not the developers. These guys go in there every day and work their ass off, but they have to get permission from higher up to do anything. Yep. So they have it. I don't understand how they can still have so much motivation to finish this game and to put out new content when every single time there's an update, the entirety of the comment section, save one or two comments, is like, what about the next update? Where's the boats? No helis? The cars are broken. I can't find food. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just the generation of consumers is really hard to satiate.
So now we are onto the community spotlight, and I'm going to start it off. He's in chat right now, but I want to give a big fucking shout out to Dewan. And tonight I just found out even more of what this guy is doing. Steve's talked about how hard it is managing a team. I want to give Dewan a shout out because, as far as I understand it, it's him and Gravity Wolf. And some of the stuff they're releasing is next level. That trader mod, my fucking God. If you haven't seen it, I've got the long version, but also check out Mark's channel. Mark's, you're in chat, mate. If you want to put a link to your video, please do. Mark's did a much more succinct and professional job than I did. I was a giddy schoolgirl, just so fucking excited to finally get my hands on that trader. But between that, his vanilla plus deathmatch servers, he's now got his own servers that, you know, we need to get more people on so we can get some feedback for this trader so he can work on improving it and then releasing it so everyone can get a go at it. But he's just fucking mind-blowing the shit that he's doing. And he deserves a massive big up. He's come a long way from a naughty boy stealing crack codes of fucking DayZ. And now he's, just doing some next level shit, mate. And sounds like you'll be working with Ben in the future with some stuff for a new version of Survivor Games, which is just exciting to see.
I think he commandeered the code. He didn't steal it. You know?
Permanently borrowed.
But yeah. We asked. He was our surprise guest on the very first episode of the podcast, Archie. And yeah, we somehow the topic got turned around to 420, and he was in chat, and he's like, 420, hey? I might know something about that. And we actually got him on live and he talked about it, but he wouldn't tell us how they actually got it. The rumour of a laptop that someone managed to get their hands on is still the best I know about how they got the codes for the game. But yeah.
He was probably like 16 then.
Yeah.
Like it's no secret I'm a fangirl. I'm a simp for the one because he just blows my mind. But not to dox him, but he's younger than 20 years old, and he's
19.
done all.
We've talked about it freely. He's 19 years old.
19 years old, and he's done all this crazy shit. I'm an extremely intelligent person. I'm a Mensa member, you know. But the stuff that he does, it's like I'm sitting there scratching my head looking at it, and then I'll message him. I hate messaging him because I know he's busy. But I'll message him, and I know I'm going to feel like an idiot because it's something stupid. Like the other day, I had to message him about our server. He literally gave me a server for free, you know. And I was messaging him like, I can't get the server to boot. And he's like, oh, you missed a quotation mark here, you know. And that was it. But I looked at that for like 3 hours trying to figure out what it was. This guy is so intelligent. So I'll jump off my soapbox on Mark because I'm going to bore everybody. But
No, mate, he deserves it. He really does.
Yeah, really impressive work, I also have to say. I saw the menu and yeah, holy shit. We actually, I don't know if you know that guy, also tried to get traders done, but so far we have no progress on that side. But that's way more lax level, and I was totally impressed as I saw that in the stream of you, Brody.
So jump on his servers, folks. You know, God knows what else he's just going to drop on there and surprise the fuck out of us. Like, I even love his GPS mod. And the other thing that, you know, that I've watched people playing with party mode before. I'm not a big fan of party mode, but I remember watching it on the 1SK server when D-Hop was playing on it. And the markers for the players was like a really bad frame rate. They were just popping. And when the one jumped on and I was streaming on his server, and he joined a party with me and he started running, and I immediately noticed just how smooth it was. And to one, I'm actually going to embarrass you, mate, but I shared my video with Sumrak, and Sumrak replied with this message in a DM to me: Dewan is a magician, looks really cool. Now, Sumrak is an incredibly busy guy, as we all know, but he still took the time to reply to... All I did was I just posted the video that I made of your server, and that's what he had to say about you, mate. So the last thing I want to say is you are such a cuck.
Wow. I'm out of here. I will say this, though. Sumrak came from the community.
Yes.
He made the Namalsk map. Bohemia hired him, if I'm not mistaken, because of his work on the Namalsk map. Like, who's to say that Mark couldn't be the next lead dev on the project? You know, I know he's probably like, fuck that in chat right now because he's working on his own thing. But honestly,
DayZ
like,
too. The one is the lead dev.
I mean, look at Eugen. Eugen came on DayZ, worked on DayZ for a while. Now he's one of the developers on Dying Light 2. You know, it's incredible, like how guys come from the community. I know Eugen didn't. I'm just saying. Like, Sumrak is now the lead dev. We have a community member from DayZ who's now the lead dev. I'm pretty sure he's project lead, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is. So, lead dev.
Yeah. You never know, man. That's just amazing to me that someone could go from a player, you know, to a map designer to now he's lead dev. That could happen with Mark even. That would be awesome.
That would be.
I could never get back banned if that was the case. Ever.
Brim, you shared something about the expansion mod, the update to markers.
Did I? Oh, yes, I did, didn't I? Yeah. Fuck me, my memory's fucking atrocious at the moment. Yes, yeah, no, I spotted on Twitter the other day that the official DayZ expansion Twitter had put out saying they were updating, well, getting ready for the next update, and that part of that was going to be revamping the way the markers work, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I personally think that the expansion marker system as it was pretty cool. I quite enjoyed it. Didn't find really many issues, if any, with it. But again, it's just making more you know, cool stuff and updating things as they go along, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that one, Steve?
The main idea of all these UI changes was most likely the suggestion from the community, because stuff looked not like DayZ. Like, they wanted like more that base vanilla UE style in every single UI element, and I totally agreed with that after thinking about it. And so we made a lot of changes, and we have to imagine that the marker system also was a bit, it was in a state of it works how it is done right now, but it was more, a kind of prototype thing. Things got created so they somehow work together, and we tried to adapt new features to that implementations to get other things on it done, like 3D markers on party members and stuff like that. And Jacob just took the opportunity once to rework the whole system and also add that kind of better UI style to it. So it's done in a good way, and people can actually also adapt on it, like use it for other features later on.
That's awesome. Some of the stuff you guys are doing is brilliant. Sorry, Archie?
The opacity on the markers, you can adjust them so that you can turn it down, turn it up. That way it's not too much of a distraction on your screen. But if you get in PvP, you can like pop in there. Like if you hear shots and you're going towards shots, you can pop in there and turn your opacity up so you can. I don't like markers either. I was fine with armbands, but the markers actually help a lot because there's always a hesitation when you're playing with other players. You know, you wait for like a millisecond before you shoot a guy, but now you don't have to. So I don't know, that I really like that. And marking bases that I find, like as a base raider, I can make different colors, different icons. There's like it's not just the Roy G. Biv spectrum. You can change it to all different colors. If anybody hasn't played expansion, it's really interesting.
I like the idea of, and I know a lot of true hardcore advocates won't, but I like the idea of the way it kind of works on Bundy server at the moment, which I'm pretty sure is part of the expansion, where the only way you can access the in-game map, like where you press M and it brings up the map, is by having a map on you. I also like the idea of what you said, Archie, of being able to leave permanent markers on there. So you come across a base, you can basically, like you were getting a pen and drawing on the map that you have on you. But if you don't have a map on you, you don't have access to that easy use map. It's one of those quality of life mods that I think does add a bit of potential for the fact that you can't actually draw in game a map. So it's an easy way of going around it and being able to make a note of notable features. Saw a base here, saw a base there, or if you're using the expansion mod, the territory flags tell you when you're in the territory of someone. You can write down where the location of someone is and have it as a permanent marker on your map so that you can remember it later, like you'd be able to draw it in real life.
And anyone who complains about that was doing it anyway on iSurvive.
Yes.
On their other.
Yep.
So.
It just makes it more intuitive that it's in-game. So I love little additions like that. The other thing I love, and we've talked about these two people back-to-back, is, and it's one of the, we've talked a bit about toxicity in the DayZ community. One of the things I love is the friendly rivalry between, in particular, Jacob and Dewan that we see quite often in the comments of the chat here. I love it. They both have a lot of respect for each other, but they both take little snide shots at each other, and it just adds to the how would you describe it, Brim?
Friendly banter.
Friendly
I think
banter.
is the best way of doing it. It's it's a bit of ball busting, a little bit of taking the piss out of each other, but it's all meant with love and respect, I think. So
yeah,
and it like you say, it gives us a giggle every single week sitting here getting to read it off to the side as well.
Yes,
that's why I think a lot of people sort of don't realise when we're sat here, someone else is talking and we're all sat here quietly, and then you just see us all look over and start giggling. And it's usually because those two are saying something to each other.
Yeah.
One of them created a game-changing mod that everybody wants, and it's a little buggy, but it's amazing. There's been ups and downs. He's an incredibly talented coder, and the other one is Jacob.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Then I take the Jacob's position, and they both amazing modders and talented guys.
Very.
It's
same as Camino.
Amazing.
Look at the fucking mod that Camino made for Blue Waffle.
Sure.
The security camera. It's just, there's so many fucking talented people out there. And I know we talked about it at the beginning, but fuck yeah, you guys should be able to make a few bucks from the shit you're doing, because you're working fucking hard, and people fucking carry on like pork chops when 1.08 drops and all the mods got broken, and you got to see who were the more serious modders in what mods servers had to basically kick to the curb because the modders behind it weren't coming in to fix them for the bugs from 1.08. Yet
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. How many, Ben, have you had issues with that yourself?
What issues with what, sorry?
Mods that you've had to kick to the curb because the people behind it just stopped updating it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Several mods I've ditched for that entire reason.
I know the leather crafting one was a big one a while back. That one had to get dropped by a lot of servers because the guy behind it just went AFK.
Yeah, that's the catch some rain. There's a lot of survival. The thing is, I play for the survival aspects.
Yeah.
You can only get the mechanics with mods right now, and a lot of those aren't being updated, so I had to remove them from the server. Otherwise, it wouldn't boot, which kind of sucks, But
yeah.
Hopefully, the DayZ team will start implementing some survival aspects like fish traps, snare traps, stuff like that again, because we need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, a lot of those mods, that's what I was saying earlier with expansion. These guys have to constantly update this shit every patch. Otherwise, it just goes into absentia, just like those mods did.
And having such a big all-in-one mod as well must be a fucking nightmare, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it has to be.
The main problem, when I think back to that, was we thought everything was fine as we got the chance to 1.8 experimental, but after it wasn't stable, all these new issues popped up because no one was really testing our changes, and we hadn't the chance to let people basically try a DayZ expansion experimental update. So all we could do was basically try to compensate the issue as fast as we can and still on it. Like, the amount of work that came with it is amazing.
You never know until it goes live. You can have it in experimental and all the rest of it and plan. But like in DayZ, the best laid plans go to shit once the first shots is fired or once the patch is actually released to stable.
It's just something I've said for a long time when people say, "Oh, why don't modders test their mods?" There's no test like putting a mod out and letting 100 people have at it on a server 24 hours a day.
You could test it 100 times and something's still going to pop up as soon as it goes live. It's just how it goes.
There's not enough. There's not enough people in a mod dev team to do enough testing to find every possible issue. You've got to put stuff out there eventually and wait for feedback to come back. I mean, let's face it, AAA title, Call of Duty, fucking Warzone or whatever it's called, months and months after it's been out, is still putting out mammoth updates. You know what I mean? So,
and it still ain't fucking fixed.
Yeah.
I have to add also to that, we really try to make things better for the future. Like Jacob actually put some work into our work environment so we can easily push an experimental update basically, and also later on when the new expansion update is out, can react faster to issues that we might have not expected before, and can fast push hot fixes. But as he was building up this environment, also a small accident happened, and that also sometimes pushes back some progress, and an actual stable some stable modules got fucked up with that, and we couldn't resolve that. And so also there was a small mistake on our side in this case, what also brought other issues with it. So to clear out that, it's not only the updates, only we can mess up things while we try to fix stuff, sadly.
Well, I've said as well, if providing I'll do testing, and providing it doesn't cause anything that cause any losses to players on my server, I'll happily run an experimental version of expansion and let my guys have at it if it helps.
Yeah, sure. So all information that we can get from that experimental branch also right now will help us to fix current issues that are probably not yet on our list. Or
don't be afraid to do what the dev team does as well, Steve, where when they need people to go and test a server, do a tweet on Twitter. You're followed by a lot of the big content creators and people who've got a lot of followers in the community. Just pump it out there, whether it be your own server or whether it be Ben's server. Just say, hey fellas, we're testing an update to the expansion mod. Could you please jump on this and do X, Y, Z functions? And I think you'd find a lot of people jumping on board and pushing it. The same that the dev team do when they need people to get on and stress test a server for them. Don't be afraid to do that yourselves. I think that'd be a great way to get the people on so you can test it under high capacity.
We will definitely talk about that internally as the environment for that is set it up now. And we, probably will do it like that in the future to make things better.
That's another headache expansion has, is it? You almost have to look at it so you've got vanilla now, then you have expansion vanilla, and then expansion modded. So the amount of problems that can be thrown up where expansion do something, and then that has an issue with another mod, and they can be blamed for.
That's also a thing.
A lot involved.
Brim also shared another massive milestone for someone who I am truly a simp for, but Fubar Bundy finally hit 100k subscribers.
How the fuck did that not happen earlier? That's my question.
I'll tell you why.
And that's not a thing on him either. That's not a thing on him. What I'm saying is he is so fucking good with those videos. How has he not reached more people and got to that point quicker?
Because
about the algorithm, man.
I don't think it's just the algorithm, but I'm going to sound like a complete and utter simp here. But the guy puts so much time and effort into his videos that it's not easy for him. You look at a lot of people out there and all they're pretty much doing is just taking 20 minutes of something that happened in their stream and doing it. Bundy doesn't stream. Bundy plays. He's tried streaming. He's said on this show that he's just not a fan of, he just doesn't feel comfortable, streaming's not for him. So I don't think, sadly, we'll ever see a Fubar Bundy Twitch channel getting partnered. But when he puts a video out, I don't think he's ever released a dud video. I honestly don't. But they're so few and far between that he just doesn't have the Archie said it, the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't favour people who don't release regularly and on a schedule and all the rest of it. So without people pushing him and highly recommending him, he has a slow growth. His videos get monster views when they hit. I think that 1,000 plus metre sniper shot's over 1 million views now. But how many people watch your videos, Archie, who aren't subscribed?
I think my subscriptions right now are like 10%.
Yeah,
that's because I do guides and I do guides on one game. So people come in, they say, I'm only going to play this game for a little while. But definitely what people don't understand, engagements, likes, even dislikes, and comments count as engagements. So if you want to support a YouTube content creator, when you go in there, even if you hate the video, click dislike. If you like it, click like. If you want to, leave a comment or 2 or 5, whatever. It's all about engagements. So people are popping in, watching your video and not staying. The way it looks to the algorithm is, okay, they looked at it, but they didn't engage. Is it really worth us promoting in the algorithm? Mm-hmm. That's why you'll see a lot of these videos from like 7 years ago popping up, because suddenly a large group of people started engaging with it. That's the whole algorithm now. It favors quantity over quality. And that's why basically now the meta for a decent YouTube video is, it used to be 10 minutes. Now it's 20. So they have a 20-minute video with a really cool intro that lasts about 2.5 minutes that keeps people there, and then 20 minutes of just meh footage, and that's pretty much the meta for how to make a YouTube. And then make a thumbnail of you like holding a gun sideways. That's pretty much the whole meta for YouTube right now.
Yeah, reloading a gun, I think, is someone did that, tested a video and did the thumbnail of just a random gun being reloaded and saw a massive spike in their views. But Septic's in chat as well, saying you're 100% correct, Archie.
Yeah, honestly, unfortunately, with anything, if you're going to be original, you're going to be copied. I mean, major corporations do it all the time. That White Claw seltzer blew up, and now Budweiser has a hard seltzer. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. So you'll notice a lot of content creators that once someone else sees something working for someone else, they'll steal that. So like these cartoon Fiverr thumbnails, you can go to Fiverr.com and get a $10 thumbnail that's drawn out by some fellow that's extremely talented in Pakistan, and then make that your thumbnail. And it looks like every single Rust video thumbnail. So kids who like those Rust videos are going to click that thumbnail.
Or you could go the Stimpy route and just do
the gay porn. I love that. I love that. Stimpy is so unique, man. And I mean, honestly, if you stole his idea, everyone would roast you for it.
Oh, but, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Did you see his latest one? Where basically the guy in the doggy position and he turned him into an infected? With the green fucking skin and the bloody eye and the rotten teeth, and I'm just, how does he stare at these pictures to do the thumbnail?
Yeah, he does them himself.
Seen a lot of things.
Yeah, I want to say, I feel like in his spare time he watches gay porn because all the little clips that he inserts in the videos and that fucking slaves that came from a gay porn. I didn't know that. I was in like Reddit, I think, and someone pointed it out. But yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's all about thumbnails, man. If you copy what someone else is doing that's working for them, you're you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
I think that like it was hard for me to grow in the beginning because I wanted to do my own thing. I didn't mean to steal the spotlight here, my bad. But yeah, it's definitely about that. So if you want to support anything a YouTuber does, make sure you comment, hit like. I mean, share it if you want to, but it's all about engagement. So.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Archie. I don't know whether you know that this was a segment, but we ask all of our guests to highlight their community spotlight, whether it be a mod, a fucking server, a content creator, a video, or something you saw in the DayZ community that really impressed you in the last week or so.
I would have to be. I don't know if it would. It's a couple of modders that have done mods for me. I don't know if that fits in with the.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Nephoria is a new modder. She's worked on one mod for me so far. She's outstanding. She actually severely, almost criminally undercharged me, so I just doubled her price. And anyway, she's great. And then Jest, he's the one who made more doors and sneaky stashes. He's done a lot of mods for me on my server. He's outstanding, very communicative, extremely friendly guy. If you're looking for mods or modders, maybe not something as crazy as that surveillance camera mod, because that shit was next level. But if you're looking for mods on a server, I would definitely recommend Jest and Nephoria. So definitely them.
Yeah, that More Doors mod has got to be one of my favourite
that's
ever been created. It's such a phenomenally clever mod.
A lot of people don't know there's a window barricades in that mod. You can craft window barricades. So instead of lining your place with those stupid base walls, I shouldn't say stupid, but it looks cheesy when you're in a base and the house is lined out with walls because you can't bullet pin them. Yeah, he's got a window barricade mod on that More Doors. So
it's brilliant. It is. I've actually made a suggestion to someone about that needs to be expanded on. There needs to be more ways to fortify existing structures that don't involve vanilla walls or building a massive standalone structure that can impact the performance of the server. And so we might see something further along the lines of a More Door style mod in the near future. So yeah. Geary, send me a message about that. Definitely interested in chatting more about that. Okay. Ben, what about yourself, mate?
Well, it kind of got a little bit messed up, so I was going to shout out 2 people this week, and one of them's already here now, and the other one's been mentioned in chat. So Camino was going to get my shout. One of the reasons, it's been mentioned, for instance, Mark, about his age and yet how much talent he's got and such. Camino also wouldn't be getting served in a bar in USA without giving too much away, Yeah. And he's, as you said, like the CCTV mod that he's done for me, and he's done other things, and we're currently working on projects which I won't reveal yet.
You said you've got some big stuff coming.
Yeah. So, and he reinforced my thing of I've always had it anyway, because in the past Banana's done stuff for me, and he blew my mind with how I'd have an idea and then he'd take it next level and polish it. And then Camino's done the same thing. He's the shit that I've seen him do and that he can do has blown my mind. How I'm I'm 38, right, and I'm very, very novice modder, I consider myself. How the fuck these people know all this shit at that age? I don't know. I just don't know. I can't. I have no explanation for it. So yeah, that's the first person I was going to shout out, was my buddy Camino. And then the second one was brought up in chat, actually, because I was tuned into a stream recently of something that I already knew existed, which is Inclement Dabs, who is doing a DayZ editor mod. Now, anybody who's been a server owner, I'm guessing Archie as well, you'll know about this, currently adding stuff to the map is pretty painful to do. And it's very limited. And you can't take things off of the map and you can't edit en masse, stuff like that. This new DayZ editor tool that Inclement Dabs is making is, I was watching it the other day, I was very, very impressed. It was next level stuff. It's going to pave the way for people who know very little or not anything at all about map editing or modding to be able to do some pretty serious stuff. And for server owners, and again, for people that are making their own custom maps, this tool will be, I can see it being very, very popular. Yeah, check that out if you haven't seen it. It's called DayZ Editor.
Just giving him a follow now myself.
He's also another young guy who is incredibly talented.
Yeah, I wanted to also give a shout out to that good guy, but you made it first now. He's really talented, and you should take a look at his Twitter and just take a look at this little video he made recently in his DevBlock 5.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe show it to the stream, because it's amazing what this guy is doing for actually the community that wants to map on the current existing, so make additions to the current maps that we can play on.
Now, our friendly troll, before I get to you, Camino, has given me a link in chat, which I fucking dread every single time. But DayZ Editor Dev Ramble number 4 to 1. What are you getting me to open this time?
Yeah, one of these. That's the dude.
This is the tool we're talking about.
Lots of changes going on.
Yeah.
Lots of very cool
It's
things.
the tool.
So, one of the main things is sort of like the main menu. Basically, now you have this map selection.
People that came back from Arma 3
I'm gonna go ahead and just choose
will
the
recognize a
character,
lot of
select,
these
and it will
features
open
from
right
the
up. Works
Eden
for
editor,
every map,
maybe,
There's,
or get some
no
relations to
difference
that, or there
several
was a mod
settings. Also
called
added the
Xcam
ability
back in the
to,
days
magnet
that
objects to
all
the ground.
added
So
also a bunch of
normal
functionality,
dragging still applies,
so you can
but, pressing the U button
create easily
or
your
clicking
own
yourself here at the top
environment on the
corner and
map.
dragging an object
This is
will now
insane.
normal it to a surface.
This is like
He
All
is
map editing for boomers.
constantly,
You can now move all objects,
Yeah.
and they will all
and he is
normalize
constantly
to their
working on
own
this
respective
the
surfaces.
past few weeks, if I
It also
not wrong.
applies if you use vertical motion only.
It's
So it will
amazing.
actually move normal to the surface with magnet mode on, of course. Turn it
Yeah,
off.
I wish this
It's back to normal.
existed. Like when I had to do all my map
Added the ability to
editing.
save and load.
Can't imagine what it must be
world
like to
data
fancy
files,
Jesus.
So
No,
with
I can tell you,
Control
is
S,
literally every single day he would
you
come
can see
into
what I did just
the
by
Discord.
clicking up. Go into
Putain, merde, can't
files,
fucking stand this.
client.
Everybody-
We
Awesome,
save
man, give me a
editor.save,
crushes.
save.txt.
This is insane. Yeah, we've got to get this guy on the show.
I think that
Yeah,
could be a
please.
pretty
Also
decent
works, in
spotlight
tandem with
interview
open,
for you,
so I can
Boydie.
now
Yeah.
see all my buildings.
Yeah.
I can move over a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what he's doing here is going to be pretty next level.
So can you
What the
remove
fuck?
things that are because I
Implemented
heard
the hotfix,
through the
to
grapevine that
become-
expansion had a line of code where we could remove existing structures from the existing map because there were trees and stuff. I was going to build a Soviet era submarine base. I bought like $200 worth of models to do it. Then I couldn't find a place that was clear enough to build it, and I heard the expansion had their hands on some code where you could remove like trees and rocks. Is that true?
So far it works like the objects get repositioned to a location that no one can see, like the position is like 0, on the map, and there is no real way so far to really delete that object. But I'm really not sure if this is still the case in the current implementation. As I was working on this, it was just a simply replacement of the position, and that
Yeah.
worked out.
There's always that bush or that tree stump or something when you're trying to map something that you have to go all the way around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem comes with objects that have basically no name in the game, like no real class name.
Right.
Then you might have problems to remove that. And there is a lot of these objects in the game. on maps.
It's one of the things I'm loving, for this dead game. There is just every single week I'm getting new names thrown at me that I've never heard of before, who are doing amazing shit that everyone else seems to know about, and I've got no fucking clue about. Like, I've never heard of this guy and what he's doing, but now I'm blown away by yet another fucking genius out there. There's just so many people doing amazing shit with this game. Fuck off to one. Call me a boomer. Sorry?
Got to data mine those discords and find those talented people sharing their stuff, like DayZ modders or the DayZ expansion team where they showcase their stuff. I'll sit there for hours and just look at all that stuff.
This man needs to browse Reddit more.
Research.
Camino, what about yourself, mate? Anything that stood out to you in the last week?
Yeah, yesterday I was in a call with a modeling group called Anarchy, and he got his hands on an Essiker map. I'm gonna send links and just Ciao. So that's like Arma free maps that is coming to DayZ, completely reworked and redone completely. This looks really good so far to me.
Funny enough, that was when I was watching Inclement Dab stream the other night. It was Essica that he was using, with his map header.
That is beautiful. That is absolutely fucking.
I'll just say I did something like that. I did a sunken city where the dam busted. That is extremely hard to do, and I did it in like a 100 meter by 100 meter area.
Oh, is this a cliff?
That probably took that guy months.
Yeah, he was given access to for testing. To one saying in chat, that's just. There's a lot of life left in this old girl yet, isn't there, folks?
Oh, for sure.
I'm all for seeing new maps as well. I love exploring new areas. It's kind of almost breathes a new life into parts of the game at times, especially if you can get ones that are, like not too heavily modded and not too crazy, but they just, showcase mostly the map rather than, the other bits and bobs. It's, I think it's brilliant.
Only issue these things take time. Yeah.
I want to drive a boat around in that, like, flooded city part. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Fuck me. There's just so many outstanding things that are just popping up left, right, and centre in this game. It's got a lot of life left in there, and there's some really, really incredible stuff to come yet, folks. I mean, like, we've still got Namolsk. We're all waiting on it, and Sumrak will release it when he's ready. It comes back to that quote by Mitsubishi, whatever his name was, about don't rush it. If something rushed, will be shit. I was having a bit of a tete-a-tete with a guy commented on my Namol sneak peek trailer 2 years later, and we still haven't seen shit. And I was like, I posted him a link to his May status update on in 2020, where he talked about why it's being delayed. And this guy replied with yawn. And I was like, a bit tired, we need a nap, and he deleted all his comments. And it was
but that's something that Sumrak is doing in his own time. That's not an actual BI project. So there's no one is obligated to give you your content as you please. So shut the fuck up, stuff it, go cry in a corner. No one. That's the thing with the internet and people being able to share their overinflated opinions. Like, this guy's doing this on his own time, and you want to sit there and piss and moan. And you never know. Like, DayZ so far is the only like Arma universe game that doesn't have 5 DLCs. It has 1. So there could be more DLCs coming out too. So.
Yeah. And look, if that's what they need to do to keep development going on the game, fuck yeah. I know I'll buy it. I'm a DayZ fanboy. I fucking loved Livonia. Love the map. I can't wait to find a server that I can jump back on, and I loved exploring it. When DayZ Down Under, the server I primarily play on, switched to Livonia. Yeah, we lost some players because of it, because not everyone got it. A lot of people cracked the shits about it, but if it prolongs this game that I fucking absolutely adore, fuck yeah. I'll support it.
Same.
Guys, before we end off, is there anything else anyone would like to add? Anything else would like to talk about?
I'll start if I may, because I'm extremely hungry.
Yes.
Go play the V++ survival servers. Go try them out. Send out your feedback. Those things are amazing. They've done a lot of work on it.
Yes.
And they definitely deserve it. I don't know. I'm sure Mark is in chat and he can tell you where to send your feedback. But as a hardcore survival DayZ player, I would love to see those servers take off.
Yes.
And that whole mod system take off. And maybe even a collaboration with some other insanely good developers. Also, we have a server that we launched just up in the testing phase, Trinaris Thereafter. It's not going to interfere with Ben's server because it's super survival based. It's hardcore. It's not for the casuals. So we do have that up in the testing phase. Go check it out. Leave us some feedback. And Boydie, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, mate. I had hoped to do a spotlight interview with you, but just the times have always been hard, and the same as I'm having trouble getting Gamer Dad at the moment as well. It's just this seems to be a much easier way to get on some of the content creators that people love to find out a bit more about. But I still do want to do a dedicated spotlight interview with you, mate. It's just they are a lengthy thing to get done, and there's so many people I've promised to do an interview with, and I'm falling behind it. I'm pretty fucking slack in that regard, but thank you so much for coming on.
It's early for me. I had to eat like 16 Benadryl to go to sleep last night.
Guys, check out Archie on Twitch, mate. We'll put a link to your channel in the video when this is uploaded as well. But type something in chat, mate, so people can give you a follow on Twitch as well. You won't regret it. He's a lot of fun to watch, and he's got one of the things I love about you, mate, is you've got some of the most you've lived a fucking interesting life. I remember you coming in talking about your brush with the law one time on stream, and I was absolutely riveted listening to this incredible story. But yeah, give Archie a follow, folks. Help him get over that 75 average viewers. He easily deserves it. He plays a bit differently to a lot of the other mainstreamers out there at the moment. You won't regret it. Steve and Camino, thank you guys so much for coming on. I know it was a touchy topic, but I think people needed to hear more because it went public, and hopefully we managed to answer the questions and let people know that at the end of the day, it's business as usual for the expansion mod, and it's onwards and upwards from here, folks.
Yeah, thanks for letting us listen.
No, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And Steve,
Thanks
your English is
for
much
giving
better
us-
than you give yourself credit for, mate.
Yeah, it's just hard sometimes to explain myself. That's all I can blame myself for. Like, it's rough sometimes just for me to get on
Mate,
point.
you know a second language. I know two languages. One is English and the other one is drunken English. I can't speak anything else other than that than the usual bogan Western yobbo swear words in a few different languages. So, mate, don't be too hard on yourself. You're a lot smarter than the rest of us, or the majority of the rest of us. I don't know whether Ben or Archie or Brim can speak another language, but I sure as hell can't.
Barely speak English,
you.
mate.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
That's the thing with most of the people that think their English is bad. It's actually a complete opposite. They learn it as a second language. They learn to speak it properly. English people just murder English.
I've had a Google Translate up the whole time.
And Ben, thank you so much for filling in at relatively short notice for Val, who unfortunately couldn't join us tonight. He had some stuff come up IRL, so pleasure as always to have you on, Ben. You say this every single week, mate, but having the likes of yourself either online and Dewan and Jacob and everyone else in chat adds a level of intelligence to the show that I just can't bring.
No problem at all, mate. I love coming and having a chat with everybody.
It's awesome. Guys, thank you all so much. Let's end it here so Archie can go and have some brekkie and probably have himself a little nanny nap before he... Are you going to be streaming soon, mate?
I don't stream on the weekends. I just abuse cocaine.
At least he's honest.
All the best, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. It was a long one tonight. 2 hours and 40 minutes it's gone for, but all the best, everyone. Say bye-bye.
Yeah. Take it easy, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
And ciao
Thanks.
for now.
Bye.